Hi, everyone. Hi, Lorraine. Oh, no. Still connecting. Hey, guys.
Morning.
How you going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Oh, I love it. I love how many people are keen. 5 minutes early. I'm very impressed.
Good morning.
Hey, Nisha.
I'm up 7, so
You're up at 7, so you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm getting on. Sounds good.
yeah.
Hey, Liz.
Hello. Most of this time I'm going to keep my thing on mute because I've got 4 dogs in the house.
Oh,
They're
no
quiet
problem.
at the moment, but any slight movement and they'll start barking. So I'm going to have to be muted.
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm actually going to ask everybody to mute
Mm.
when they're not talking, so
Yeah.
you won't have any problem. All good.
Yeah.
Sonpreet, have you got your hand up?
She's on mute.
You just need to unmute. Can you unmute? You're still on mute, my dear.
Good morning.
Morning, Graham.
Hi, Graham.
There we go, Sonpreet.
Yep. See you later, 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry. Okay, no worries. See if I can get her to put her hand down. Morning, everybody. Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Rosie. Are you in the office today?
No.
Nope. That's just your beautiful house in the background.
Beautiful wall.
Well, we've got 3 minutes. If anybody is in need of a coffee or a tea, now is a really good time to go and grab one.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, so feel free to go and grab if you need. I should have played some nice music on the entry, shouldn't I? Next time.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to get out of lockdown soon, hopefully.
Do you think?
We've got 11 cases, so all in isolation.
That's better.
It is much better. Yeah, I reckon it'll be eased. I don't think we'll just be straight back to normal. We never have been, but
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot easier this week.
So Amanda, have you jetted off to Sydney there? I know it's just a screen thing, but
Yes, I love my Sydney background. It's got beautiful weather, and I took this. Well, I think my husband took this photo, so we took it ourselves. I think we're on the boat going across the harbour to the zoo. So yes, it reminds me of nicer weather and better times.
Yeah.
But not that I'd want to be in Sydney at the moment.
No, I think they've got a lot more COVID than we have.
Mm-hmm. For sure. How are we doing for time? All right, I'll give it one more minute. Just let everybody join. If you can morning. If you can put your
Alison.
cameras on, that would be great. It's nice to see all your faces. I know people hate seeing themselves on Zoom. You can get rid of your personal view of yourself. I've just done that.
Okay.
So if you go to the top right-hand corner of your own screen, your own little square there's 3 dots.
Yeah.
If you click on that one, you can click on hide. I think it's like hide self-view.
I like my view today. I'm from the villa in Bali that we went to.
Wow.
It's very nice. Well, it's not mandatory. You can keep it on. That's fine. I find it distracting for myself because I end up staring at myself, which is a bit weird.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Hi, Lorraine.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, good morning.
Hello. Hey, Lenny.
Hi, Roz.
Hello, Lorraine. How are you?
Hello.
We're good.
Morning,
Hello,
Elaine.
Amanda. Welcome.
Hi. All right. I reckon we've still got a few coming in. Let's see. Had a bit of a surge then. Got 46 people. I reckon I might just give it one more minute and then we'll kick off.
Can I please remind everyone to clock in?
Yes, please.
Done that.
Yes.
You definitely want your money.
Hmm.
Here we go, 47. This is good.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Who's
Good
that?
morning, Amanda. It's Mary.
Hi,
Oh,
Mary.
Mary!
Hi, Michelle.
Nisha, how you going?
I'm good, thank you. How's yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. Can't complain.
Hello, Kerry. Feel like the Brady Bunch.
It's a bit like the Brady Bunch, isn't it?
Yes,
Or,
it's a little bit like that, isn't it? It's better than
or
being
what's-
the Addams Family.
Definitely.
True.
Or what's that show? Celebrity Square? Was that what it was?
Guess we could call it Are You Paying Attention? Isn't that a program on Channel 10?
On a Monday night.
Yes, yes, it's good.
It is good. It is good.
Very funny.
Mm.
Very funny.
You like that one?
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of mainstream telly. Free to air.
That's
You
one
watch
you've got to
Monday.
watch. Very
Mhm.
funny.
I mostly have Netflix and Stan and binge on in my house. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me itching. I have terrible allergies today. Oh,
Bit like that in Sydney.
yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
Oh, it's a pollen count.
I know. I don't find the allergies too bad in Sydney. I reckon down here is worse.
Yeah, no, it is actually.
All right, we're up to 57.
Yay.
So let me just see if it goes up. I reckon we might have plateaued and then we'll get started. 58. Cool. Welcome, welcome. If you've just joined us, welcome. Thanks for joining. We're just going to kick off in just a tick. All right, I reckon that's good. Okay. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome. It's so lovely to see you all on the screen. Just a couple of housekeeping things before I formally open the meeting and kick things off. If you can kindly put your Zooms on mute, everybody. There's a lot of people on the call today, so it can just be a little bit tricky to manage when people have got it unmuted. There's a lot of background noise, and even just dropping a pen can create a bit of a racket. So if you wouldn't mind just muting until you need to speak, that would be wonderful. Similarly, if you can have your video on, that would be great. It would be lovely to see all of your shining, smiling faces and have everybody visible on the call. I know that's not always possible, but if you can switch it on, that would be lovely. It's great to see you all. So I'd just like to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land today, the land on which we meet today, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I'm joining you from Boonwurrung Bunurong country, and I invite you to have a bit of a think about the land on which you're joining me from today, and acknowledge how deeply rooted that culture is, many years after. So thank you once again for coming and pretty last minute actually for coming together and joining an all of staff meeting. It's lovely to see you all in one place. And I am hoping that today is really about you guys more so than me or anybody else, but we will do a little bit of a session at the start of the meeting just to, get to know your leadership team, make sure you know who everybody is, share a little bit more about ourselves. But ultimately, I want this to be an opportunity for you to share with us anything that you've got top of mind, ask any questions, and just have an opportunity to come together during lockdown, which I know has been, really, really challenging. It's certainly been, a difficult few weeks, and so it's just a lovely time to come together and spend some time thinking about sort of where to from here. So I hope this will be the first of many opportunities. I'd love to be able to have more of these times to come together as a whole staffing group and have these kind of conversations where if you've been involved in a town hall before, it literally is about you guys sharing what's top of mind and asking anything that is really sort of front of mind for you. So I know it can be daunting in a big group, but, I just ask that if there is something that you're thinking about, that maybe you're even worried about, something that's been churning around in there for you, don't hold on to it. Please use today as an opportunity to ask the question. I really, really encourage you to ask anything. We might not have all of the answers, but it's the stuff that we need to hear to think about, well, where are we going to from here? So please do be a bit brave and ask the question if you've got any, as I say, that are top of mind. If you don't want to unmute, because as I say, it can be a bit daunting having a conversation in a big group, really happy for you to use the chat function. So if you just scroll down to the bottom of your screen, you'll see in the middle there a little icon that says chat. If you open that up, you can just type your message in there and hit enter and it will come up. And I'll just periodically check on the chat function and make sure that we're addressing any comments or questions in there. Okay, so that's the format. Hopefully you will have received the agenda this morning that was sent out. So really, really simple agenda. As I say, we're just going to run through a bit about your leadership team, a couple of key messages, and then really the rest of the meeting is about you guys being able to ask anything that you would like answered. So I'm going to try really hard not to keep talking at you because I think you're going to be pretty sick of my voice before the end of the day. So I'd like to formally introduce you to your leadership team. Many of them you will know already, but there's some information that hopefully you don't know. We've got them thinking about what sort of things that people don't know about them. So I would like to take this opportunity to, just give you a little bit more information about who you're working with. So I might kick off. Obviously, I'm Amanda Youngs and I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at MiLife. I'm really excited to be here, and I think I am in my 11th or 12th week. I've stopped counting now, but it's been a good couple of months. I sent out an email at the very start when I first hit the ground at MiLife and told you a little bit about myself, so I won't repeat any of that. But I was trying to think about things that I perhaps didn't tell you, and I don't think I told you about some of the musical kind of interests that I have. So I'm a big music buff. I like a very eclectic sense of music and range of music, I should say. And I play I haven't picked many up for a while, but once in a previous life, I played 3 instruments. So I'm not too bad on the saxophone, the clarinet, and the piano, and I'm also a singer. I used to gig around the UK and sing in a jazz band, so bit obscure, but that's me. So I'd like to give Marisol Gormaz an opportunity to formally introduce herself. I'm sure many of you have met her, but great for her to meet the rest of the staffing group. So Marisol, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Marisol Gomez. Nothing like Amanda. I can't sing. I can't play any instrument. I'm the boring one. My background is in finance and governance, so I'm a numbers person. I'm originally from Chile in South America, hence the accent. What else can I tell you? I've been in the not-for-profit sector for about 25 years now. I love numbers. I like talking to people. Like I said, I can't sing, I can't play an instrument, but I love my Latin dance and I can do that pretty well. And I love my tequilas and pina coladas on a Friday night or the weekend. That's pretty much me.
Thanks, Marisol. Marisol is a very good go-to for any of you that need help with maths. I always go to Marisol for my maths. She's fantastic. Thank you. That's great. Let's throw to Amanda Polinelli now. I'd like her to introduce herself. I know all of you know Amanda, but hopefully she's going to share with us something that you don't know. Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda. So I'm Amanda Polinelli. I'm sure I've met most of you, or at least have spoken to you, especially over the last week or so. What don't you know? So I know a lot of you know I teach group fitness, which I'm really struggling not doing at the moment because that's helps with my mental health, teaching group fitness classes. So I do Shabam, which is a dance class, body pump, which is a weight class, and I do a core class, which is obviously abdominals. But probably maybe something you don't know about me is that I've started karate. So both my boys have done karate, my youngest since prep and my oldest since grade 3. They're both black belts, or once they've got their first dan. And I'm now a yellow belt in karate. That's probably about it.
That's very cool, Amanda. Impressive. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it does. It makes me have to think because I'm learning katas and stuff. And I I've previously taught body combat, which is a martial arts aerobic group fitness type, and they do a lot of things wrong. So it's about reteaching myself how to do it correctly.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing. That's fantastic. I am going to throw to Katie Basterfield now. So Katie, would you like to, I know you know everybody, but would you like to tell us something that perhaps we don't know, please?
There's a few new staff. So I'm Katie Basterfield. I'm the area manager of ISP, and I look after all your rosters and annual leave and all that sort of stuff. So when you're talking through Human Force, it's me you're talking to. I know everyone knows that I have 3 kids and I like to travel and all the rest of it. So something that a lot of people wouldn't know is prior to kids and husband and stuff, I was pretty big in the restaurant and nightclub scene down in Geelong. So I've worked with a lot of head chefs and things like that from around the world, and one that particularly sticks to my mind was working with Curtis Stone and planning his dad's 60th birthday and organising everyone to come on from overseas and things like that. And yeah, that I learned a lot from him through that process. So yeah, there's a little bit of something that I don't think anyone knows about me.
Fantastic. Is he as tall as he looks?
What's that?
Is he as tall as he looks? Curtis
Oh yes,
Stone?
and as good looking as he looks too. I'll throw that in there. So, but yeah, no, he's wonderful. Very, I'm not talking about my husband. He just made a comment in the background. Very particular, very, very particular, very meticulous in what he does. Takes a lot of pride, not just from the start of a meal to the end, but also the service that's offered and the service that he wanted offered to his family and stuff like that. So yeah, it was definitely a massive learning curve for me at the age of 19.
Oh, what an amazing opportunity. He strikes me as a bit of a nicer Gordon Ramsay, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Very good. Oh, thanks for sharing that, Katie. You've got lots of good celebrity stories. That's great. And finally, I will throw to Kate Clipsham, who again, I think most, if not all of you will know, but hopefully Kate will be able to share something with us that we don't know. Kate.
Yeah, so when I was asked to talk about this, I thought,
It's not a great line, Kate.
Can hear.
It's our blessed technology at Langwarrin working really, really well, I can see. Not really. What I might do, Kate, just get to give you a minute just to see if you can dial in or change that connection. I might just go to Katie to give, it's that internet. It sure is, Tim. It's not good. Yeah, I might just go to Katie to give you all a bit of an update around the COVID-19 recovery support that's available. So Katie, do you just want to talk to the staff about that, please?
Yeah, so you would have seen an email sent by Michelle on Friday from myself. If you haven't received it, I'm happy to re-forward it out to everyone. It's just in regards to the Services Australia is what it's referred to. But it's actually, so everyone knows it as Centrelink. They've changed their name. They're the ones that you need to apply for the COVID-19 disaster payment, it's called. I know it's a horrible name to have, but it's called the disaster payment. You need to have a MyGov account and log in there for those that have seen a reduction in hours through these lockdowns or have been stood down through work. The other thing that I'd like to remind everyone, I have a full toolkit, so if you can't find any resources or anything, don't hesitate to contact me. But there's an amazing resource on the internet called Arcs Izzy. Okay, Arcs Izzy is, it brings together a lot of community organisations and resources that can help people through times like these, or even not through, whenever you're going through a hard time. So it's a very user-friendly website. If you go on there, you'll see you just pick the topic that you're after, your postcode, and it will load up all the resources that are around and in your area that could potentially help you with any assistance that you need.
Thanks very much, Katie. I think that's a fantastic resource. And just to reiterate that, you know, lockdown is tough. And if there ever is any support that you need, obviously that is a really good resource. But also it's really important that you have a conversation with us and with your line manager, because there's always things that we can do to support, whether it's providing resources like that, whether it's, you know, just being a bit flexible around things. So please do reach out if you ever have any issues at all. I think Kate has got her technology working. So Kate, I'll throw back to you.
Yeah, sorry, is that better?
Much better.
Can you hear me now? Good. Oh, that's good. So when Amanda asked me to talk about something about me, I thought I would share the passion that I have for disability and where that originally came from. So growing up as a child, our very close friends, one of the children that I grew up with actually was a little person. So we used to go out a lot camping and go out a lot on weekends and play at parks and things like that. Other kids would stare at him and sort of think, you know, he looks very different, and, you know, they were a bit scared to play with him and that sort of thing. So over the years, I guess I grew up sort of defending him, protecting him, encouraging kids to play with him and not be fearful of him. And we also, when we were little, we used to go to the Little Persons Association and hang out with all the little people there. And we were actually the ones that were the odd ones out. We were sort of the big tall kids, and then we had all these little people that we were playing with. And so yeah, it was a really good time when I was young, and hanging out with those guys, and it just gave me a real respect and understanding of people with disabilities. And from there, I sort of went to Writing for the Disabled, and when I was about 15, I volunteered there, and then it's just sort of gone from there. Went away from that and worked in other industries, and then ended up volunteering for MiLife, which originally was PASS. And within a few weeks, I ended up, working for MiLife, and have been here ever since. And been here, I think, 14, 15 years now. So, and still loving it, love the challenge, enjoy all the people that I work with. So, absolutely enjoy it. Something else you might not know is I love playing music. I love playing the drums, not very well, pretty terrible at it, but I like to have a muck around on the drums sometimes. Love camping. Recently got a caravan, picked up a new caravan. Still yet to use it because of the lockdown. So hopefully we'll be able to get away soon and do some more camping and enjoy the bush. So that's about it from me, I think.
That's amazing. Thanks, Kate. I didn't know you were a closet drummer. We're going to have to test that skill for sure. I can feel a MiLife band forming. I'm sure that there's some other musical hidden talents among our staffing group. I'd love to hear them. So, please don't be shy about sharing if you do have a hidden skill. But thank you, Kate. That's a beautiful story about your friend there. That's gorgeous. Thank
Michael,
you.
yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, love Michael. So nice. All right. Well, thank you. Hopefully that's a little bit more about us and your leadership team and some of the things that you didn't know. Kate, I might get you to continue if that's okay, and talk about the thank you that you'd like to give to the staffing group, please.
Yeah, so a wonderful initiative that was organised amongst the team, led by Amanda and Marisol. We decided to sort of recognise and acknowledge the staff in relation to the current situation, what everybody's going through. We wanted to, give people a little bit of support, offer something up that we thought might, give people a happy day. And what we've organised is a hamper with a delivery that's going to be coming out hopefully by the end of this week, where you'll get a little hamper dropped off at your door, some little snacks in there, and just something to enjoy while you're potentially sitting at home, or hopefully we're out by the end of this week, or if not, you'll be able to enjoy them over the next coming week while we're still in lockdown. So we just wanted to thank everybody for all their hard work that's been happening during this COVID. The understanding and the flexibility that you've given us has been much appreciated, and we just wanted to acknowledge that and let you know that we really appreciate it as a team. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Kate. I really hope that you get your yummy goodies before the end of the week. It'd be fantastic to go into the weekend with some snacks. They're beautiful snacks for anybody that has had hampers with Bite before. They're really tasty. So I hope you get your delivery, and I hope you enjoy. It's really important, if you haven't updated Human Force in a while, to jump on and just make sure that your details are correct, because it does rely on us having the right address for you and the delivery to make it to you. So if you've got any question about that, I would just quickly jump on, and if you need any help, Katie is your expert there around how to use Human Force. But yeah, really hope you enjoy. Please let us know once you get your pack and you have your nibbles. We'd love to hear some feedback from you about whether you enjoyed those. It's pretty nice. Thank you, Kate. That's great. All right, let's keep moving. We're doing fantastically for time. We probably won't need the whole 3 hours, but we wanted to make sure that we gave you a good chunk of time to take this opportunity to reflect, pause, and ask any questions. So we'll see how we go. But Amanda, would you be able to lead the reflective piece for us now, please?
Thanks, Amanda. I think my internet's going a bit funny. So if my mouth is not moving, but you can hear my voice, that'll be why. So what we wanted to do was to run a reflective piece on some of the challenges that we've gone through during COVID. On and off, it's been going on for a while. So we just wanted to have a think about, and I know people don't want to talk, and that's fine, but some of the challenges we've gone through. So I know for me, one of the things I said before about teaching group fitness, I really miss the gym. So for me, not having the ability to go to the gym and work out, or it clears my head sometimes if I have a really stressful day. So I don't know whether anyone can relate to that. Is anyone doing homeschooling with their kids? So that's another reflection of trying to work as well as do homeschooling. So when COVID came in last year, I know some of you are homeschooling and still actually supporting clients. Really tough, because I know my kids had to send me photos when they had questions, and I was trying to help support them from the office. What else? What about if you're not able to see family? Not being able to go and visit either parents, children, I don't know. I know my parents struggle not seeing my kids, and my kids struggle not seeing my parents, and that sort of stuff. So that's another challenge. Does anyone want to put in the chat or speak up about any of the challenges they've gone through, that things that are like family? Thanks, Lauren. Definitely. So not being able to see really close friends.
Happy for anybody to unmute if you want to chat at this point. Otherwise, please do feel free to chuck it in the chat.
Attending Shabam classes and my exercise.
You miss your Shabam, Michelle? Yeah. Yeah, and Karen's just popped in.
On those nights.
Not being able to see my parents in country Victoria. So even that, being able to, you know, because we were part of snow season, yes. In Geelong, so feeling isolated, yes, definitely.
Yeah, sport's a big one, isn't it?
Playing sports, coaching my kids' basketball teams, definitely. Even just watching my kids play sport, and they are outside, they do footy. So for them, just the freedom of movement, yes, definitely. Being able to go out. Who goes out and has, you know, just to go sit down in a cafe and have a nice lunch or something? Being able to do that.
Definitely.
So thank you for sharing. But another part of the reflection.
Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, who is that?
Oh, that's all right. Go
Chris.
for it.
Hi. Sorry for looking so gorgeous this morning, everybody. I miss seeing my mum in aged care very much, and she misses seeing me too, because I'm the only one in Victoria. So yeah, that's not a nice thing. So, but it is what it is.
I'll have to agree with you, Trish. My partner's actually in aged care, and with the total lockdown, it's just, mind-blowing.
It's horrible, especially for you with your husband. My God. Husbands and mums, eh? Oh, dear. Never mind.
We've got two families up in Queensland, and we plan to go up there in August to see them both, but of course we can't do that now.
Oh, yeah, that's sad, isn't it? All these plans that go astray, you know, it's just awful.
There's quite a few that have mentioned snow and going away and seeing family and friends. And Mary, about the community garden. So not being able to, I mean, that's obviously something you enjoy doing. So it's really hard when we can't do the things that we enjoy doing as well.
Sorry.
Moving on from that, thank you all. Martine.
Sorry. I just wanted to just say that during the COVID time, coming from a big family, that I really miss them a great deal. But I think my biggest struggle with COVID was that I'd had a bit of a scare through work, and I actually had to self-isolate at home for 2 days, so away from my kids and my partner. So that was really tough, but we all got through it. So it just makes you more appreciative of your family, and that you can call for a cup of tea and they can make it for you, and you can put it back at the door and they put your dishes away. So that was probably my biggest struggle through COVID, is isolating at home and not being able to see my kids and my partner.
Thank you for sharing. Having to explain to the kids that don't understand, why we're doing what we're doing and why they can't go out, why they can't have friends over. So
I reckon that's a big one. My kids are certainly
lots of different challenges.
It's a bit of a delay. Sorry, Amanda, sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say that the kid one is really difficult, isn't it? Like my daughter's homeschooling at the moment, and she's like, but hang on, we keep doing this. Like we've done this and done this and done this. Like, why aren't I going back to school yet? And hang on, why is the virus still here? Like we've been talking about this for ages. I think it is absolutely really, really tough on kids. And I just wanted to call out, I think, Caitlin, you just spoke about on the chat there, not being able to study on campus anymore. That's a really big shift, isn't it? Not being able to, see university colleagues and actually have your lectures in person. That's a big one. But around your comment for delayed milestone birthdays from last lockdown, you don't age during COVID. It doesn't count. So, you still get that birthday, the next year, and you're a year younger. So I reckon that's how it should work anyway. Sorry to interrupt, Amanda.
No, all good. Oh, first of all, I want to say thank you everyone for sharing, because we've all gone through and different challenges with the lockdown. But does anyone want to share from the challenges that we've brought up what they've learnt? Like, has anyone learnt things or realised that whatever they've learnt might have made a change even when we do open back up, or what we're grateful for that we might change going forward?
I think you definitely appreciate your friendships and your family a lot more. Yeah, I think, when you do see them, you tend to, you tend to really enjoy it even more than what you did before, and you become a lot more grateful for your friendships and your family.
Definitely,
Totally.
Kate.
That was Kate.
I think it's just to appreciate the small things of any description, really. Friendship, family,
Yeah. I think a lot of people have learnt, I know myself, we've had mental health impacts in our house with our kids and feeling isolated, and we're very an outdoors family, is the resilience of our family unit and being able to work and band together just within our four walls. I'm a bit of an extrovert, my husband's an introvert, so he's had to support me more than I've had to support him, because I need out. I was like a cat crawling last year, but I've definitely learned a lot of coping strategies for my personality, not being able to get out and about. And I think I'm most thankful for COVID is I got to have a baby at the end of last year's lockdown, and then these lockdowns just give me a little bit extra time with her. and not have to share her with everyone else.
Jade made a good point about mental health as well, how important people's mental health is, and making sure that we're potentially checking in on people as well, because it is really important that, you know, we don't know what other people are going through, and we're all going through it, as we said before, different challenges. So just being aware. And Emma's put walking outside 5Ks. How small is 5Ks from your house? Did anyone realise how limited that 5Ks is?
The difference between shopping at Aldi. Sorry, Katie.
Technically, you can do 10Ks. If you go 5Ks that way and then go back and go 5Ks the other way, you can extend that 10Ks. I have found a way.
It's the difference between shopping at Aldi and shopping at Woolies. I'm very distressed by this. Aldi is way cheaper anyway.
Can I also just say that given the opportunity through COVID to work is really good for people's mental health, that it actually, even one day where you get to go to work and help someone out and step out of your four walls, our work family was, it's fantastic, and everyone supported each other. That's all that we could see through COVID.
Such a good point, Martine. Sorry, Amanda, I muted you because we were just getting some feedback from your delayed internet there.
I've got a question. A lot of people live in the city of Casey, and we're talking about mental health. And I think this is something that a lot of people aren't aware of. For those that have got children, I've actually accessed the service for my boys. But if you've got a child between the age of 10 and 25, the City of Casey offers free counselling sessions and a counselling program, and plus just they run this thing for boys called the Men's Club, which is for 12 to 25-year-olds, things like that, to get them out, and it can operate through COVID lockdowns, and it's all free. All right, so if you've got concerns in regards to your kids' mental health and things like that, and they're also starting up one for 25 and above. Otherwise, it would be Headspace if you don't want to like touch base with EAP. But yeah, it's something that I've utilised. Like I had an appointment last Thursday for my oldest, and he just got to go in and speak to someone and hang out with some other kids his age, and they just had a bonfire. Masks on, social distance. It's only a very small group compared to what it normally is, but it's just something there for your children as well, guys. So I just want to raise that.
Great point, Katie. Thank you for that. Amanda, do you want to keep facilitating? Sorry, you just need to unmute yourself there. The joys of technology. How many times have we said that this year and last year?
Here and there.
Okay, so I'd like to thank everyone for sharing and the learnings, and how much we probably appreciate each other. And as Martine said, the support that you give each other is amazing. So continue to do that. We're here for you as well. And yeah, let's hope that we're out of it in the next couple of days.
Thanks, Amanda. Totally agree with
Thanks,
those.
Amanda.
Thank you. Look, I think that we are certainly likely to see a reduction in the restrictions. I think we've done really well over the last couple of days. I think case numbers are about 11. Somebody said this morning, which is pretty good. So hopefully we'll see some of those restrictions ease. I just want to set expectations, though. I don't think I've seen. In fact, I know we haven't seen any lockdowns where we've done a total 180 and then we've come straight back out of it. So just, prepare yourselves for potentially some sort of restriction to still be in place. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a lot easier to manage than the old 5Ks. It's pretty hard going. Thanks so much, Amanda, for facilitating that. It's great to spend some time reflecting and just hearing from everybody about your experiences of COVID. It certainly hasn't all been bad. There's been some amazing things that have come from it, and I'm sure many of you have seen in the really early stages of lockdown back in 2020, how much repair was done to the environment, how many animals we were seeing back in the sea and the rivers and all those sorts of things. So there's some really beautiful things that were coming from that. And I think I'd also just put in the chat around how lucky we are to be in Australia. I know it might not feel like it now because we've got a fair few cases, but even with that, I think I would rather be here than anywhere else. I think the UK in particular, where I'm from, is not in the best space at the moment. So despite this lockdown stuff, which is hard work, yeah, I'd rather not be anywhere else. So I'm very grateful for that, certainly. All right, thank you for your honesty, thank you for sharing. That's such a great exercise. I will now hand over to Marisol, who would like to just give you a quick update around our communication among our organisation. So over to you, Marisol.
Thank you again. So last week I sent an email regarding MiLife email accounts. I'm not sure if everyone had the opportunity to go through that email, but we touched on 3 things on that email. So what we found was that people were actually using their own personal emails for work-related things. So we established MiLife email accounts for everybody. And also what we need to do is to, and obviously the email was asking you to set yourself up with that email. A password was provided as well. With that new email, we also need to establish what is called an MFA, which is multi-factor authentication. That will be put in place today. So our systems will click on this MFA authentications, which means that you need to set yourself up pretty soon. Otherwise, you won't be able to access your emails, because what it will do, it will ask you for that second level of authority in order to access your email accounts. I know the email said that we would ask you to set this up by close of business Friday, the 30th of July, but I just have to remind you that the multi-factor authentication is being clicked on today. So you will need to set yourself up sooner rather than waiting until Friday so that you can access your work emails. I think it is important that you get connected and you kind of like regularly check your emails to see, what information is coming out of the organization. And the third thing that I touched on that email was that for anybody that actually did all of this by Friday last week, they were going to get a little bit of an incentive. They were going to get actually 3 hours of time in lieu. So I'm yet to check who's actually done it by Friday so that we can put these 3 hours in your, I don't know, wherever we need to put them so that you know that you got the 3 hours to use in the future. In whichever way you want to use them, and obviously as per discussions with your manager. So has everybody had the chance to set yourselves up?
I've tried to set it up, but it's not accepting the password.
Bob, yes, and I did email you this morning actually asking you to contact DSP because they've done all the setup, so they should be able to assist you with that. But did you try by Friday though?
Yeah,
did you try
I
over the
tried to
weekend?
set it up the same day I got the email.
Right, okay.
And I've tried to set it up probably half a dozen times now, and it just doesn't want to accept it. I'm not sure whether my email address is wrong or the password is wrong, but something isn't connecting right. Something's wrong in there, and I'll call them and see if they can help me out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you all for getting onto that so quickly. ICT is a bit of a pain. Hopefully, DSP can work through the gremlins with you. And also for those who already have those email addresses, A, good on you, but B, you don't get to miss out. Make sure you encourage your colleagues to have signed up by the end of the week and share in those fabulous coffee tokens and whatever else surprise prizes we end up allocating. I think what goes around comes around, and we should all share alike. Okay, if anybody has trouble accessing the emails, let us know if you haven't received the message to log on. It might be in spam or junk, so just go and check that. If you have any issues though, let us know and we can resend to you to make sure that it gets out before the end of the week. And Cassie's asked, how does the time in lieu work when you're supporting groups? Yeah, look, that's a really good question, Cassie. So obviously it will have to be really planned, as any time in lieu would be. So it can be taken at any time in the future. I mean, one of the things that we thought about was potentially if lockdowns extended or there's future lockdowns, that's a really good opportunity to take your time in lieu. But I think the important message there is to have a conversation with your manager and plan that time in lieu. So it can be done. I know it's tricky with the amount of staff that we've got at the moment and the number of clients that we need to support, but it's important that everybody has that opportunity to take those breaks. So we just need to plan it. Cool. Yep. Thank you. I can see people coming through on the chat. If they're not getting the email, reaching out to Marisol, please do that. Might be worth sending it to you in a different format or maybe to a different email address. I'm sure we can troubleshoot and problem solve all of those things.
I have a question. Sorry.
So hang on, one at a time. Who is that? Sorry, Lorraine, and then I'll go to Rhonda.
Yeah. Sorry,
Go, Lorraine.
The ones that are actually already got a MiLife account email, do they actually have to do anything? No? Okay, great.
Have you got your multi-factor authentication already set up? So sometimes does it ask you to log in with a code?
No.
Okay, that might be the only thing. So for those that haven't set up their multi-factor authentication, which as Marisol said, is just an extra level of security, you may find that you're not able to like you might just have a little bit of a gremlin when you first do that this week. So if you do have any issues with that, contact DSP, but there's also the instructions in that original email that Marisol sent out last week around how to set that up. But any issues, please do contact the DSP help desk, and happy to publish that number. Michelle, would you mind just chucking that in the chat when you've got a sec for the DSP number? Thank you very much. Rhonda?
Oh, what was the coffee voucher or tokens or what? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
So for those that signed up before the deadline, there were some fabulous prizes that we were going to award. So one is time in lieu. The second is some coffee tokens for the use of the machine at Langwarrin. I'm also happy to spring for coffee vouchers if people aren't at Langwarrin. So stay tuned for that. And then there was also a couple of random prizes that we would allocate to people's email addresses. And those are a total surprise, mainly because we don't know what they are. So stay tuned. Thanks for the question, Rhonda. Any other questions?
Yes. Who do we ask about resetting our email password?
DSP.
Okay.
Yep. So when Michelle pops the phone number in, just give them a call. There's also an email address, which I'm sure Michelle can pop in the chat as well.
Okay, thank you.
Easily try to find it. Anybody else?
I've emailed Marisol because I didn't get the original email. It's Sarah, by the way.
No worries, Sarah. We'll get that to you. Thanks, Michelle. DSP telephone number 9001 0817. Jot it down, pop it in your phone, call them anytime. Well, not anytime. I think they close at 5, but anytime during work hours is good. All right. Any final questions on that one before we move on? No, you're all doing really well hanging in there on Zoom. I know it's hard doing a Zoom, but you're doing really well. So, all right, well, we shall keep going. So, look, I've got a couple of key messages for you, and then I'll hand it over to you guys to talk really openly about what's top of mind for you. Thanks, Michelle, for the DSP email address as well. Please do jot that down, pop it in your phone and your contacts. And when you do have access to your email, tuck it in your contacts there, and then it'll come up automatically. So I just wanted to provide a really quick staffing update. So as many of you will now know, our most beloved Heather Vandersloot has made the decision to retire. I say that with a smile because Heather looks absolutely glowing now that she has made this decision to go. She's spent a long career with MiLife and contributed so much to this organisation and gone above and beyond with clients and families, supporting her colleagues. And I'm sure many of you will have worked with Heather in some form or other in many different roles over the years. So I just want to give Heather an absolute acknowledgement of the wonderful work that she has done over many, 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 many years. And also give you guys the opportunity to congratulate Heather and wish her well. So if anybody has any particular thoughts about Heather that they'd like to share, any stories, try not to embarrass her too much, anything that they would like to reflect on, please feel free to jump in, or again, chuck it in the chat if you are a little bit nervous about coming off mute.
I'll start. Heather's been my rock for the past 3 years, so I will miss her. But good luck to her and enjoy your retirement, Heather.
Thank you so much, Rhonda.
Thank you, Rhonda. I'm going to miss you too.
I'll talk. I'm very good at that.
Go for it, Trish.
Heather, you gave me my job here, so I would like to really thank you for that. I was a very nervous woman in those days, as you know, and it gave me the opportunity to do what I've always wanted to do, but it just took a truck to hit me to do it. So, and you were, when I met you and we just gelled and everything, I thought, how good's this place going to be? And it was. And it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me, and I have to thank you for that.
Oh, thanks so much, Trish. It's always been so good working with you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So good luck, Skinny.
Thanks.
I'll miss you, Heather. I'll miss you.
Oh,
You're one person
Anita.
I'm going to miss.
Oh, thank you, Anita.
All the best, darling.
I'm actually going to do without you.
You'll all do well. You'll all be fine. But I'll come around. I'm going to come and say hello and yeah. But
I think we'll really miss your empathy and kindness, Heather. I don't think many of us can aspire to be as amazing with all of that as what you are. So, but well done and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Look, it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time, but I just haven't had the guts to do it. And because I sort of think, as my life as another family, my relationship with all of the people that work here, that's kept me going and has driven me, and the clients and families. And it's been, it's not something that I've just, thought, that's it. But I just feel like I need a break, and, I want to do the right thing by everybody, and you know, and this comes back to me caring, and I want to make sure that, you know, that I don't let people down, and I just feel like I'm at that point that I need to have that break. So, but look, it has been wonderful, 17 odd years, and in many different roles, and it's been a wonderful career. And I thank you all for being part of it.
So lovely, Heather. And there was a message here from Karen saying that Heather is so dedicated to clients of MiLife, she will be missed enormously. And she says, Heather, you can sit on your deck and look at the monstrosity they're building in front of you.
Oh my God. Oh, yes. Thanks, Karen. Thanks to you.
It's always the silver lining
You
there,
should
isn't
have
it?
brought that up. Oh my goodness. What does everybody think?
Is it a business or what is it? It doesn't look like
No,
a house.
it's a house.
Oh my.
Yep. Yeah, it's a house. So the guy that's building it's an architect.
Is it a good one?
So interesting.
Seeing not a lot of fans. I'm seeing not a lot of love for this this house.
No, it's been really, like, you know, it's been, Karen, it's been very stressful for me, this house.
Thanks, Karen.
And yeah, it's driven me mad. But I look, you know, I just have to suck it in, as you all do, because you'll be looking at it all day as well. Anyone that works at Langwarrin. Yeah, bit of a shame.
The whole thing looks like it's constructed of color bond.
It is. It definitely is.
Someone must love it. Someone loves it.
Yeah, so the owners do, I think, but everybody's in the neighbourhood everybody's just shocked. Yeah.
And the speed hump. Who thought of that?
Oh. I know.
I'm seeing
Anyway.
an emerging hobby for you, Heather, you know, writing angry letters to council and, you know, various places. Isn't that what people do?
I've been doing that. I have been, yep. Yeah, not being happy. I have been down to the council a few times, but yeah, they don't want to know.
Well, you can always take up the drums now.
Well, funny that you say that. My husband does play the drums.
I know.
Yes. Do you hear him sometimes?
What's that?
Do you hear him sometimes, Bob?
Honestly, I don't hear him that much, but
Yeah.
But now you got two you can play on it. You can go.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they'll move out then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Very good. Yes. Invite Kate over and they can have a drum off, says Lauren. Fantastic. You're going to be the best neighbours ever. Is there anybody else that would like to share something about Heather? Serious or funny or otherwise?
Yeah, just wishing you a happy retirement, Heather. Enjoy your time with your grandkids. I'm sure you'll cherish them while you're retiring.
Oh,
good luck. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. Nice knowing you for 2.5 years. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Although we haven't had much face to face, have we, over that time? But, yeah. Thank you, Nisha.
I'll say something, Heather. We've worked together obviously for such a short amount of time, but during that time you have been so supportive, and you know, you're just such a good energy to be around, and it was just so great to be able to come to you with any questions. And I think you're going to be dearly missed in our team and leave a big hole and big shoes to fill. But it's so exciting. You know, you're going to be at a new stage in your life and focus on your family and yourself, and I'm really excited for you, but you will be really missed.
Oh, thank you, Danielle.
Yeah. But it'll be.
Oh, thank you. It's been like, you have been amazing. You've just picked this up and run with it. You're wonderful. You're a great support coordinator. You've been fantastic to have on the team.
Thank you.
Right from the day one when you know, come in and started doing some volunteering just to see what you thought about it. That's been, you know, look at it. Like, it's fantastic. Good on you.
Thank you. Mwah.
I think just hearing what Heather said there just shows how motivating she is for everyone that she's worked with. So that's such an example when, you know, you're leaving now and you're still motivating everyone else. So, yeah.
This is really hard for me to do, but, you know, I've just like, you know what, over the years, my life's come first before my family at times, many, many times. And now I have to sort of think I have to look after my family. And I have these beautiful little grandchildren and they love their grandma so much. But it is really hard for me to do this. Like, you know, I'm not leaving for any other reason, but for, you know, just to do this and for my family, for a change. And I know, like, that's how dedicated I have been, that I have given up for my family, for my life. But I've loved it at the same time, and I have got no regrets at all. And my family know what I'm like and how I work. So they have no regrets either. And they're all happy for me now. So it's good.
So great, Heather. You deserve
Just think, Heather, just think, when you drive out of your driveway and you see all our cars and everything there, you'll say, oh, I'm so pleased I'm out of that place. I can just go off and do what I like.
I know. I'll be popping over and saying hello to everyone.
Yeah.
I'll do a detour.
No, it'll be good for you because you'll drive past and think, oh, remember when I was there? It was great, but gee, this is better.
Look, I will enjoy not having to have in the back of my mind, particularly, you know, when I'm on holidays or whatever, that this will be just something really unique for me to be able to go on a holiday. We're actually booked to go to Port Douglas if we get there at the end of the month, but to be able to go on a holiday and not be thinking, oh, I wonder what's happening with this, or taking my work phone and answering calls. And yeah. So that will be good. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good for you.
Would anybody else like to share anything with Heather?
Hello, Heather. I'd like to thank you for all the fun we had at Cranbourne, and it was just lovely working with you. And you're so fantastically focused on the students and, you know, everybody's welfare. Good times, happy memories, and thanks, and wishing you all the best for, you know, a great retirement. And you do deserve a break.
Oh, thank you so much, Andrew. And the same, I loved working with you and the clients, how they just, you know, Andrew was, you know, just the man that everybody wanted to, you know, have supporting them. You know, they just love you, Andrew. You know, you are amazing too. And just your inspiration that you pass on to them, to the clients. Yeah, so thank you. It's been great working with you.
I can't figure out how to send them.
Heather, thanks.
That's lovely. Kate, did I see you unmute there for a minute?
Yeah. I just wanted to wish Heather all the best. I know how hard it's been, you know, missing family occasions and that sort of thing, and wanting to divide her time between my life and her children and all that sort of thing. So I know how hard that's been and how challenging that's been at times. And just, you know, wanted to thank you for all your support and all the late nights we were here and all the funny things that have happened over the years. And some things are a bit unmentionable. We probably shouldn't be sharing on here. So, but yeah, we've had some pretty funny times here at MiLife, and yeah, just want to wish you all the best. And I think I think you're gonna really enjoy your next stage in your life, and I know there'll be lots of camping and lots of adventures ahead for you. So all the best, and enjoy life to the fullest.
Oh, thanks so much, Kate. You know, yeah, we've had, I mean, you and I, we know what your role is like. I know what your role is like. And Kate, you know, it's not easy at times, but, you know, you're committed, you know, you love what you're doing, and it's just been wonderful working with you too. So thanks so much, Kate.
So is Larry happy?
Yes, Larry's happy. Larry can't wait. Larry wants, because Larry has his own business from here, and you know, like he needs to go and get his little, you know, bits of shopping because he's a joiner, and he might have to go off and get hinges or whatever. And he's like, right, he cannot wait because I'm going to be the shopping guru for him.
You should call your caravan or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You should call it Happy as Larry.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Please
do that.
Yeah, Happy as Larry. That is so cool. I'll
like
tell
a
him.
boat, like a boat, you know, but this would be your caravan.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. And, you know, like we're sort of thinking, like Larry's, you know, he's 67 going on 68, and he makes furniture and kitchens, and he's lugging big kitchens and all that, and he does it all on his own. He's a miracle. And, you know, so we're sort of thinking he needs to sort of slow down a bit and not do this really heavy work. So, you know, for him to sort of make more fine furniture, which, you know, he would love, jewelry boxes, you know, just little tables. And we were sort of thinking that we might set up a shop here at home. And so that'll be something that I'll help him with too. Yeah. Because we just love each other, I've got to tell you. So you know, we're very connected, and yeah, we'll do that, and we'll do that well. It'll be fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Good on you. Anyone else? Going. Okay.
Or camera shy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, let me just round that out by saying, Heather, you know, we haven't worked together for very long. It's only been a couple of months, but I have enjoyed every single minute of it. You are an absolute delight. And you just have this beautiful, calm presence and energy that will be sorely missed in the team. You're just like this beautiful mother figure in the support coordination team and for the organisation as a whole. And I can hear how much, you know, love everybody has for you today. And you are definitely going to leave a huge hole, but I'm so excited for you to have the next step in your life journey. I think it's so important that you have this time now to spend with your family, because you have gone over and above for this organisation, and we are so incredibly thankful and want to pay that back to you. So let's not say goodbye. I hate goodbyes. Let's go with ta-ta for now, in the words of Tigger and Winnie the Pooh. So you will definitely be around, and we will definitely have you back, and you know, you'll be our neighbour in Langwarrin.
Yes,
so you can't avoid us.
Yes, I will. And thank you so much, Amanda. And I've really enjoyed working with you. And I'm really excited for MiLife to see, you know, a new journey for MiLife. I think it's going to be really, you know, fantastic. It'll be something maybe different, fresh. So I'm excited to, you know, keep in touch with everyone and see how everybody's going, and just see where MiLife now goes. So thank you.
Thanks, Heather. That's great. All right. We'll keep moving. So I just want to talk to you very quickly about some of our organisational priorities, so that you know where we're at and what we're working on, and where you can contribute and help. Because I think it's really, really important that you guys inform the direction of this organisation. You know, you know your clients and your families best. You are the experts when it comes to client care, and you're all fabulous at what you do. So we want to hear from you, want to hear your thoughts. So hopefully you will have seen a few bits of the communication that came out recently, both via email and through my video communications. If you haven't seen the videos, please do take some time to have a bit of a look at them. I'm hoping to do those weekly for you, so that you've got a bit of a sense of what's been happening over the course of the week, and can keep up to speed with things. Hopefully that'll become a lot easier when we all have our MiLife email addresses and can share communication through that way. So look, the main thing that we are working on at the moment is our programs of support model. As you know, we implemented this new approach to delivering day programs in earlier this year, actually, in January 2021. And, you know, that was a really quick turnaround time that we saw with that. And so now seems like a really good opportunity to just take a step back, take stock of where we've come from, and what we've learned over the last couple of 12-week blocks. I think we're up to our third one. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we've had a good couple of months sort of road testing this. I think we've had lots of feedback from clients, families and staff during that time. And it's a great opportunity to collate all of that feedback and have a think about, okay, what are the little tweaks that we can make to make that programs of support really successful, you know, fit for purpose, working really well with our client group. So that's the main thing that we want to focus on over the next couple of weeks, up into the next 12-week block. As I said, consultation with you guys is really important. So I know that you are meeting with Kate this afternoon, and you're going to go into this model in a fair bit of detail, and really unpack what you think about the different activities that we've got available, what works really well for clients, what other things that we can think about. So really, really want your input there. You know your clients best, as I said. In terms of our longer term priorities, look, just a really high level message here, I guess. I want to see this organisation be outstanding when it comes to client care. You do your job so well, and I want to make sure that we continue to harness that, and can be a real leader in this sector, and in particular on the peninsula. I want MiLife to be somewhere that people desperately want to work. So I want us to have, you know, the best culture where we have, like, we all support each other, we all, you know, mentor each other, we celebrate our successes, and we work together like a well-oiled machine and really enjoy being here every day. So I want to see, you know, that really solidified. I want the clients in our community to see MiLife as number one, and I want us to be exceptionally proud of what we achieve. I know that, you know, we are already. I want that to continue. So that's the important thing. I'd like this organisation to increase its reach and impact. I think we do amazing work, and I want to see us ultimately help more people. So I want to see that, you know, we can bring more clients in, that we can, you know, move into new areas of geography. We're building on something that is incredibly special. We've got some wonderful foundations, and I think to take us to the next level, you know, I'd really like to see us to fly and succeed and soar. As part of that, I've engaged a program actually called Leading Teams, and who's going to help us work together to actually find, you know, the MiLife way and see us succeed. So I think this is going to be the really important next step for this organisation. I have worked with a lady called Marie McEwen for a number of years now, and she's a leadership coach and mentor, and will be working really closely with this whole organisation and everybody in it over the next few weeks and months to really support us with our kind of, you know, how we work together, how we create that well-oiled machine. This is a really wonderful professional development opportunity for everyone. And I don't think that can be overstated. It's not just for our leadership or our administrative staff. This is an opportunity for everybody to come together and benefit from this program. I would have really liked Marie to be with us today so that she could give you all a howdy and hello, but unfortunately she wasn't able to join us. We will have a meet and greet session with her soon. And after that, we'll actually get into the program itself. So we'll be scheduling some time where you can take some time out of direct care, take some time out of administrative duties and come together to share in the program and this professional development opportunity. Because it's a bit uncertain with what's happening at the lockdown at the moment, it's a bit hard to say exactly when we'll do this. And I don't really want to give you any, promises that I can't keep. So I'll just say sort of stay tuned on this and we'll see how the next couple of days unfold. But I'm hoping that we can get Marie in really soon. Look, I'm sure you might be wondering what this professional development is all about, and we will absolutely get to that. And Marie will be a big part of explaining exactly what we're trying to achieve. So if you do have any specific questions about that, I'm really happy to take them on notice today and make sure we get them answered when we do have an opportunity to chat to Marie and catch up again. I'd really like when we do catch up with Marie and talk about leading teams, that we also take some time to really reflect on where we've come from and all of our wonderful successes that we've experienced as an organisation. So I might leave it there for the minute. If you do have any specific questions, feel free to jump in, raise your hand, pop it in the chat. I don't mind. Like I say, I'll take them on notice rather than getting into it today, so that we've got Marie in the room and we can really sort of hash it out. So anything in particular before we move on to the next agenda item?
I was just wondering, hello.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, how are you? I was just wondering, I went and had a medical about a month ago, and I've got an introduction letter to go and get the vaccine, but I've rung them up and they've mentioned something about I need like last year, we all got like when we went out to our clients, we had a letter saying Andrew Scholes works for MiLife, I was just wondering, can we update those and get some new ones sent out to us, just so, they've asked if I could take well, I presume I would have to take an updated one. So just wondering if we could email it, I could print that off and.
For sure.
Beautiful.
That's a great idea. Yep, I think we have one that got sent out a little while ago. So I'll get Amanda Polinelli to send that to you. And for those who also need that, yeah, we'll just send it out to all staff. We might even be able to attach it to Human Force. We'll see what we can do. But yes, that's a good question.
Thank you very much. Fantastic.
No worries. Anybody else before I move on? All right, going. Cool.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, go on, Brent.
I'd like one of those letters too for the COVID shot, because I took the AstraZeneca and I can't take the second one. I had too much reaction. So they've given me a letter to go get Pfizer, but I don't want to do the wait and I can't prove that I work at MiLife.
Yeah, no problem. Yep, we can definitely get that to you, Brent.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. If anybody else needs that particularly urgently, just pop your name in the chat and we'll make sure we get something to you today, if not tomorrow. But as I said, we'll get something for the whole staffing group in case anybody else needs that.
So what I did when I went to get mine, I just showed them a pay slip and that was enough for them.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm very happy to still do a letter though. So whatever, sometimes they can be funny, can't they? I went to Cranbourne Turf Club and they didn't care at all. I just said that I worked for disability services and that was enough.
Yeah,
so
that's where I went.
Yeah, I think they're pretty flexible there, but yes, it depends where you go, doesn't it? Stay tuned for another video, actually. You can watch one of me getting jabbed, not the actual moment where it goes in because you're not allowed to film, but I have got one that I'm ready to share with you guys around the experience, and it wasn't too bad. So encourage you all to get vaccinated if you haven't already. final questions before I throw over to you for Ask Me Anything? Going, gone. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad your jab was almost painless, Tim. Mine was too. All right, this is the part of the meeting where it goes fully over to you guys. So probably the best way to do it is to raise hands, actually, because I know it's tricky on Zoom and we all kind of talk together, and because of the internet and delays and stuff, it's probably easier for me to kind of MC if you're able to put your hand up. As before, if you don't want to talk and you feel a bit nervous about that, that's totally fine. Just pop the question in the chat and I will endeavour to answer. And feel free to ask questions not only of me but of your leadership more generally, and we will endeavour to answer every question that you have, and if we don't know, we will take it on notice. So over to you guys.
Amanda, could I just a trivia question?
Trivia question from Len.
Yep. We're all here in Melbourne at MiLife-Victoria. Why do you have the Sydney Opera House as the background?
Everybody always asks me this. Because I definitely need a background, because my house is a mess and you often see my children running nude through the background, so that wouldn't be entirely, you know, professional or workable. But look, I just really like the picture. It's actually a picture that we took, oh gosh, probably 10 years ago now. My husband and I were on holiday in Sydney, and that's a picture from the boat across, you know, the harbour to the zoo, and it was just a beautiful day, and you can see how calm the water is, and we just had a fantastic kind of skyline of Sydney. It's probably not the best picture to use at the moment. It was always a fantastic picture to have last year because it reminded me of, you know, better weather, better times, you know, the times that we could travel. But yeah, now with Sydney being in sort of lockdown, have they locked down yet? And all of those COVID cases, it's probably not the best pick, is it? But I still like it. It still reminds me of a very nice holiday that we had. But thank you for the question, Len.
Okay.
I love how Kate keeps changing her background too. I reckon that's the third one she's had, if anybody else has noticed. Any other questions? Even if you don't have a question, if you've got a thought or a comment that's top of mind, shout it out. Anything that's worrying you, anything that you think is particularly good.
I've got a question. It's Cassie.
Hey, Cassie, go for it.
So during like our previous 4 other lockdowns, you know, you had like your critical clients at site, and then we had like one staff member to that client, and you were with that client through the whole of lockdown. Didn't matter how long it went for. I'm just kind of wondering why this time I was told that we're circling through staff to clients so that we don't have to take annual leave or leave without pay. Yeah, I was kind of just wondering why we've made that decision, because I feel like we're putting the clients more at risk because you're exposing more people to them, and you're putting half your staff at risk more than just the 9 critical clients and staff to work there. So I was just wondering if I could, yeah, just wondering why.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Let me answer that, and then Katie and Kate, it might be worth you jumping in if there's anything I've missed. Firstly, let me say I think that you are absolutely right, that we need to be thinking about, you know, keeping our clients at the centre of everything that we do and making sure that we have you know, the best quality care and we are creating the lowest risk. but it's not really a but, and let me say and. The other thing I think that we need to do is balance our staffing needs, right? So a lot of you haven't had a break. A lot of you have got, really high amounts of leave, and so really need to take that break. So I think as we work through each of these lockdowns, we need to have a set of criteria which help us make decisions about how we allocate staff to clients. So, primarily we need to keep consistency where we can with those staff who are allocated to those clients, but we also need to balance that against the needs of the staff around, taking that break, taking that leave, having that opportunity. So I know that we've talked as a team about having a set of really clear criteria that we need to work through, and actually publishing that criteria, right, so that you guys know exactly how we've made decisions around who to allocate. I will say we don't always get it right, and you can probably appreciate that in really quick lockdown turnaround times, like this last one was, where the announcement wasn't made until sort of 4 or 5 o'clock, which was really helpful. We had to make some pretty snap decisions. So absolutely acknowledge that we may not have always got it right, and hence that's the need for the criteria. So we've thought about this in terms of what the clients need and what the staff needs. But if you've got any other suggestions around, and not just you, Cassie, but if anybody, if you've got any other suggestions around how to formulate that criteria, please let us know, because that's going to be really important to make sure that we are keeping everybody safe, not just clients, but staff, and being equitable. It's really important about equity, I think, in lockdown.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Sorry, can I actually just say something on that kind of level? To Cassie, I actually took time off because I do have a lot of annual leave. So I thought it was actually fair for someone else to come in that is new and hasn't developed much annual leave. So I thought, to share the load and give someone else the opportunity to come in and earn a few dollars. And I needed the rest anyway, so... So I'm on holiday, but I just thought I'd share the load with somebody else that was in a bit of a pickle with no annual leave. That's all.
Thanks, Lorraine. Kate?
Oh, I just wanted to say, good work on that, Lorraine. I know that you have put others in front of yourself at times, and you've done that again on this occasion. The other thing that's been really important is we've been able to give fairly new staff an opportunity to work with clients that they haven't worked with before. So as well as induct some new staff into the site. So there has been some positives as well. We also need to manage staff's mental health as well, and make sure that everybody gets a little bit of time with the clients so that they're not feeling isolated at home all the time, as well as balance. As Amanda said before, there's quite a lot of staff that really haven't had a break or haven't had an opportunity to use their annual leave. So I understand that, it's not the most exciting period of time to be having annual leave, but some people do need a break. I know there are some people that have been a bit tired and have been working most of the way through. So it's been a good opportunity for people to have a rest.
Definitely. Thanks, Kate.
Can I just add on to that, just to make it very clear?
Miss Katie.
What's that?
I was first.
Oh, hold on, Jade. I might be able to answer your question in this.
All right.
All right. Just with the last lockdown, okay, so that this lockdown that we're currently in, it got announced at 4:45 at night. As you guys could appreciate, from a roster's point of view, I did turn around and say, oh, hold on, who's working with these clients tomorrow? So that's actually how the first initial 5 days, so the Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday got determined, was who are those clients, to give us the opportunity. So who was working with them on the Friday, that's who we were rostering, because we had no chance to put together a criteria. We had no chance to do anything. So because the announcement was so late, it didn't give us the ability to actually analyse things how we wanted. And then we utilised that. We actually had a meeting on the Monday as a leadership team, and on the Tuesday to develop this criteria. We had a number of staff identified that they wanted breaks and leave and things like that. So that's when we started analysing our workforce and who has worked with these clients, who hasn't worked with these clients, who are new to our workforce, who can we get trained up out of our casual pool with these clients, so that we've got that backup for when we're out of COVID and people want annual leave and they're having sick leave and things like that. So we've used this time over the last week to do that. So just so that you're aware.
What about using the staff that haven't been given the opportunity to work one-on-one with these clients? I was given the choice of leave without pay or annual leave. Now, I've nearly used all my annual leave, which I think I have. I wasn't given the opportunity to go into work and circulate around with staff. You say about all these new casuals and stuff wanting to learn, and you know, it's good to have them as backups and stuff like that. But what about staff that haven't worked with those clients?
So it all comes down to, there is groups. So there is group subsets. So we have said to the staff that are currently working with clients, they're on a 5-day rotation. That if they're wanting, so there's some that are wanting to take leave, that we would put that in our, and like I sat there the other day as Kate was going through the staff going, yes, no, actually desperately need to get them. So there's the criteria that we're going with. So if this was to get extended, I can say to a few people that you will get that tap on the shoulder to say,
so if we
do you want to come back to site? There's someone that wants to take a break. Do you want to come back to site? There is a list that we're working
for future lockdowns. Let's hope there is none. Should we email you guys and let you know what we're wanting to do if we're in a position of helping?
Yeah, so there's going to be this criteria. We will publish it so that you're aware. Definitely welcome people coming to and letting us know that they're wanting to work through that period. But what we also need to look at, guys, too, is if you're, say, it's a roster's nightmare, I will let you know.
Yeah.
If your contract and you only normally work, say, Monday, Tuesday, but we need someone for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, where that's the sort of level of analysts that we're doing. So I've worked over the end of last week to match people that say only have a contract for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to people that have a contract Monday, Tuesday. So I've paired staff up so that we've got the 5 days covered. Do you get what I'm saying by saying that?
Yeah.
Because otherwise then we're risking potentially having a lot of staff come across the sites. So there's mitigating and management factors and risks that I've had to work through on the roster side. So guys, please bear with me. This is technically my second lockdown here. I wasn't here last year for lockdowns, unfortunately. And the last lockdown was pretty quick, and it was, we did a lot of training and finished off all that sort of stuff. So this is a first lockdown of this style. So we have put together plans and things for future.
Okay, thank you.
I think Jade is, oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. You also need to look at the numbers of clients that are on site. We can't possibly provide everybody with work at the moment. So it is a balancing act. So as Katie said, we don't want any further lockdown, but, you know, for it to be extended, but we, you know, hoping to give everybody an opportunity. So, yeah, I mean, as I said, there's only very small numbers.
I completely understand that, but if you had a choice of, like, you know, what I'm trying to say is staff that have been there for a few years haven't been given the opportunity, but these new staff have come in and they've given the opportunity to work with these people. Like, I understand you can't have so many staff in, with the amount of clients that are in and stuff like that. But you're saying you're working through and you're circulating staff around those clients.
We're not circulating staff around clients. Can I just make that very clear?
Yeah,
it's a 5-day line. So lockdowns have been for 5 days or 7 days, but 2 days are a weekend. So it's a 5-day line that we've put together. So just so that you're aware. So we're trying to mitigate as much risk as we can. And I get what you're saying, but I think there's enough experienced long-term staff that are on this Zoom call that will say, I worked. So it wasn't, oh, let's just have all the new staff in and let's just have all the new casuals in. That wasn't the case at all. We have new staff and new casuals that are actually currently stood down.
Yeah.
But what we've done is we've identified a couple that we really need to have as backup for you guys to have annual leave in the future and for you guys to have sick leave. I don't know whether you're aware, but between the last lockdown and this current lockdown, I personally have told 11 one-to-one clients not to attend site because we didn't have enough staff.
Yeah.
In a month and a half period. So that's a major risk to the clients, the service agreements that we have, and that sort of stuff. So I have used this last week to say, all right, these are a couple of new staff that we've got. Let's get them inducted across our business whilst they're doing their induction process, and let's get them working with these clients these vulnerable clients are the ones that I've been asking to stay home.
Okay, can I go to, hang on, sorry, can I go to Tim? He's been waiting really patiently here to say something for a little while. I'll go to Tim, and then I'm going to go to Martine, and then Jade, if you've got something extra to add, I will go back to you, okay? And I think, Kate, you're in the mix somewhere there too, but let's go to Tim first.
Oh, you're all right, Jade. I was just commenting about the whole government assistance package, but I thought it was in relation to that in terms of payments, but obviously we're talking about more to do with the experience of staff rather than anything else. So never mind my question.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. It's there is the government assistance payment program that's happening. So if you're worried about not getting any assistance, or sorry, running out of the annual leave or sick leave, then we've got that also. So
yeah, that's a great reminder. Thank you for sharing that, Tim. But you're absolutely right. Jade is talking more about the staff experience, which we'll come back to in a second. I'd also like to make a couple of comments about that. But before we get there, let's go to Martine first.
Yeah, hi. Look, I would just like to just bring up that when I was called and told that there was no work, that I could either access my annual leave or leave without pay. And from my point of view, and I know this isn't the case, but this is how I felt. I thought, I've got annual leave sitting there and they're kind of telling me that there's no work. It felt like I was being punished. It was quite frustrating. In saying that, I do understand that everybody needs training and needs work, but just one day, I'm just speaking solely for myself and just being vulnerable to everyone. One day on site would have done a lot for my mental health, just to get me out of the house and do what I love doing. And unfortunately, I was told that there was no work. That hit kind of hard after you've worked for a company for 8 years. And then all of a sudden they tell you that there's no work. And it's not a blame game. I totally get it. I'm actually just putting my feelings out there and saying how this kind of scenario, it affects everyone different, you know. And I mean, I'm a worker, but I thought to myself, wow, if that's the case, why don't we get all these staff with experience in and get them training up all the new guys, like actually having that one-on-one. But I understand, again, COVID times, you can only have so many people on site at one time. But that's just my feelings on that whole scenario. So, you know, moving forward, one day work would probably be nice if we go into lockdown again, just for my mental health. And that's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Martine, and thank you for your honesty and your courage. It is, it's a big deal to be vulnerable in front of everybody and not and deliver, you know, a message like that. I know that's really, really tough. So I appreciate you all being honest here. Jade, is there anything that you want to add before I throw back to Kate?
Martine just took what was in my head that I wanted to say, that I was struggling to get out. But exactly like I was going to say as well, like it's good training up the staff maybe as well for like the group exercises, because I know that's a different ball game as well compared to the one-on-one. Like you've got like, you know, 2-3+ clients in your group, and it is hard. And I know I was unable to come because I was unwell a few weeks ago, and I was stressed that my program wasn't going to run, and that means like, you know, the things that I had planned out, and I didn't get in time enough on the supportability to write the lesson plan. So I was stressed about that as well. But yeah, like Martine said, getting like, you know, there's heaps of staff there that I'm still learning from and that I benefit from working with, that the new staff are going to benefit greatly from. So yeah.
Thanks, Jade. Thank you. Kate, did you want to add anything before I make a couple of comments?
I acknowledge and I hear what both Martine and Jade have said today, and Cassie as well. As Katie said, it hasn't been an easy process for us, and we've been making these decisions quite late at night, and then, you know, having to call people. And I know Amanda's had a challenging time having to, you know, break this type of news to you guys. As far as the staff training goes here, I know Karen and myself have been on the floor quite a bit in the last few days, supporting and training the new staff. It is a good opportunity too, while there's not too many people here and not too many distractions going on around them. So it gives them that bit of quiet space to learn and practice things that they're doing with the clients. So overall, I think it's been a positive for the new staff, but obviously, you know, it's been a challenge for you guys as well, and I fully acknowledge that. And, you know, we did have a plan going forward if this does go further than, you know, the current situation. You know, obviously everybody's going to get their opportunity. And we have had senior staff here in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, staff that have been around for quite a long time. I know Lorraine mentioned before she was in. So yeah, it's a real balancing act, and it's nothing personal. It's just trying to give everybody an opportunity and a chance to grow. And I noticed that with the new staff, they're actually doing really well here. So it's nice to see the growth in some of them, and they're starting to build their confidence up with the clients, which is lovely to see. But yeah, like I said, fully acknowledge that hopefully we can get you guys in for, you know, a few days as well, without, you know, the lockdown continuing. Yeah, so thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Kate. Look, just a couple of extra comments from me before we open it back out to the floor to have any further questions or conversations. Let me just say, firstly, I'm really glad that you've brought this up. I really am. I think it's so important that, A, you feel free to, because it's really important that we have a collective relationship where we feel like we can, you know, say these things and be honest. So, you know, please don't sit back now worrying that you've said something and like, oh God, I'm going to get in trouble for this. That's not it. Okay. Really, really glad that you've taken that step today, and a number of you have done that today, to have this conversation. I think it's really, really important that we hear your feedback and that we hear your experience. So that's the first thing. So let me say thank you for that. The second thing is, we have to get better at this. We do. We absolutely have to get better at this. I think what we have experienced over the last 18 months is this kind of collective hope and kind of, you know, fingers crossed optimism that we are going to, you know, knock these lockdowns on the head and things at some point are going to get back to normal. And I think what we've learned over that 18 months is that we need a slightly different plan. Like we, you know, I think if we were ever going to be confident that we were going to be out of these snap lockdowns, it was going to be this latest round. Yeah, we had the one in February and June, and we thought, okay, like we're now sort of back on track. People are getting vaccinated. You know, we're really starting to live with COVID, and you know, hopefully we can avoid future lockdowns. And unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. So I think we really need to shift our mindset as a community, but also as an organisation around how we manage this long term. One of the things that keeps me up at night, and I don't mind sharing this with you, is that you know, we have these clients who we love and adore and, you know, support every day, and they're really important to us, and we're not able to provide them a service in these lockdown situations. We've got those vulnerable clients that come in. If I had my way, all of them would be considered vulnerable and we would have them all in, but that's not the case. Like the government's been pretty clear about you know, their direction in this regard. You know, that's not okay, that clients can't access this service and that clients pay, you know, good money for this service. So we've got to do something different. We've got to be able to have, you know, an alternative for these clients to access while their on-site service delivery is not available. And I know that you guys have run online programs in the past. They worked really well. We've even had clients, you know, provide feedback since, saying, oh, you know, those are really good. Can we have that as part of our normal support? So I would really like to see us very quickly actually build back up our online space so that we can do that, so that we can continue to provide them support, and importantly, that we don't need to do this continual sort of stop starts with our service delivery. We can keep everybody in this organisation engaged for your mental health, you know, for the satisfaction that you get out of supporting these clients, and, you know, to reward and remunerate you for all of that hard work. It sucks. There's nothing worse than having this stop start. So look, you have my commitment that we are starting to work really, really hard on an online program, refining the online program that you guys have delivered before. And I worked with a really fantastic team in the last week that had some fabulous ideas around these particular activities. So this is why I say your input's really important, because those were on the ground staff that had really fabulous ideas. So we have to do better. In summary, I don't want to see any future lockdowns where we are having to have these awkward conversations with you. I want to see, you know, things continue and maybe us just pivot, right? So that's my commitment to you, that we spend some time really planning for a bit of a contingency, because we don't know when this is going to happen again, but I can assure you that it will. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Jade, you've raised your hand. I'll throw to you.
How are you going? Sorry. So if we do go back into lockdown, or if this lockdown is somewhat extended, is there any plans for any of the staff to be able to, like Martine said, come in for that one day just to get out of the four walls, whether it's writing lesson plans or something like that?
Absolutely. Yes, we discussed that last week.
Yeah.
Let's not go into that too much, because I don't think we've put the meat to the bones. But yes, there is definitely a contingency plan for this week. And also you will know that, you know, the rest of today and tomorrow is really used for this purpose as well. We've got this meeting today. You've got your team meeting, staff meeting this afternoon, and we're going to be spending time doing one-on-ones and, you know, face-to-face time tomorrow. So hopefully this will be a really good opportunity to kind of reset, re-engage, and come back together and share your thoughts and ideas. Really important.
Yes.
Anybody else on that or something else?
I have something else I'd like to ask. In terms of recruiting for staff, I have a couple of clients who will have, I spoke to you about this other day, waiting a really long time to come back to day service, or have only been offered a couple of days because there isn't any staff to support them. And I'm also wanting to know ISP staff, if there will be any more, just so I know if I can give that option to my clients, that MiLife has the capacity to support them, or if there's a plan in place.
Great question, Danielle. Katie?
I do the happy dance to tell you that a lot of old clients are returning over the next month. So for all the staff to be aware, our waiting list for one-to-one is nearly down to 0. So thanks to Amanda P's hard work of recruiting and things like that, we will be seeing some of our like Jody and things like that across the site more. So that waiting list for one-to-one on site is down, and we will have some new exciting, hopefully, activities in the next 12-week block that will have some vacancies, because I don't think we've got many vacancies left now, do we, Kate and Poppy, after all the work we've done over the last week or two? So yeah, so that waiting list is now moving, and that's thanks to all the hard work Amanda P's put in with the recruiting and stuff. So I think in total we're sitting at around 10 new staff at the moment, Amanda, with some more coming.
Can I just say something on that? So I have a few clients that are still on, that were meant to be on the wait list for MiLife, but we haven't been contacted. So I think maybe your wait list is not accurate.
That might be a conversation with Poppy offline.
Yep.
Because from what I can see from and what I've gone through with Poppy and Kate.
So I've had some clients on that wait list for about 6 months.
Are they looking for just group-based supports?
ISP.
ISP. So we'll take that offline, because I'm looking at, what I'm looking at, and that we're talking.
Yeah, that's disappointing on our end. So I've been waiting for a while.
We'll definitely check that one, Rhonda, and update that list stat so that we can get those clients back in. Nisha has been waiting really patiently. Can I just throw to you?
Yeah, just while signing off, if staff could update their notes on the activities on each day, it makes life easy for me and for invoicing as well. And noting that July is ending soon this week. I've got a lot of activities with no notes or no kilometers.
That's a team leader topic. Sorry, Nisha, that will be discussed this afternoon.
Oh, okay. No
in the team leader area.
Thank you. Thanks.
That's
Katie.
that's okay. I just thought I'd let you know, because that's not really a topic for this. But yeah, that'll be addressed this afternoon. Plus, we've had staff not working, so I know myself personally wasn't ringing people that are stood down to do the notes.
No,
thanks, Katie. Yeah.
I know that this is another pressure point for you guys, and you're incredibly stretched. Let me say a couple of things about this. Thank you for hanging in there. I know that this is a very new way of doing things with this programs of support business. So thank you for coming along the journey, and thank you for sticking at it. I know it has been, a slightly bumpy one. So yes, I think you know that we need to get those notes in regularly to be able to, generate the invoicing to the clients. Like that's the whole thing that the programs of support is kind of predicated on. But let me say this will come up in your meeting this afternoon as well. Yes, we need to regularly get the notes in. Am I too concerned about those, notes quality at this stage? No. No, I think we've got, as I said, a lot of work to do to kind of take stock of where we're at with this programs of support. So I would rather we spend time on, you know, having conversations about how the activities are working, which clients are best suited to which activities, what they want to do, all of that kind of thing. So please, please, please do not worry too much about the quality of, you know, those notes. I think, you know, we'll get there. We will get there. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Okay. So I just want you to hear that message from me, and that will be reinforced later at your team meetings. But yeah, we need to help you and support you with processes and make your life easier. Andy's just popped in. Just an early thank you, Amanda Polinelli, for follow up on My Life introductory letter. Much appreciated. Thanks, Amanda, for doing that. Okay. Any other thoughts, questions,
Yep.
feedback? Trish?
Yes, Amanda, you just mentioned at our team meetings. So we haven't been getting those anymore. We used to have them quite regularly.
Yes.
And it was such a good thing to, you know, everyone to get together, talk about, you know, particular clients and you know, what they need and what we noticed, all that sort of thing, the changes. Hot lips, good on you. You know, and we just don't get that chance anymore. And it's so, so important so that everyone's on the same page. So how can we do that going forward, please?
Firstly, thank you for your question. Secondly, couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. I think that it is a really, really important part of your role day to day, actually. And the fact that we haven't had the time and space to have those team meetings, it really worries me, frankly, and it makes me really sad.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yep.
because it's like I say, it's important because you are the experts. You are the guys that know your clients best, know what works and what doesn't. And it's a really important, you know, thing to be part of a team, isn't it? And to share your thoughts and ideas and share your practice wisdom and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not sure that there's anything that you can do differently, to be frank. I think that there is something that, you know, we as a leadership need to do differently. And if I'm really, really honest with you, what I have observed in this organisation is that we are way too stretched. We're too stretched. We have got too much on our plates. We are trying to do too much with too little. And I think that we need to change that. So I would really like to see some, you know, capacity injected into our, you know, organisational system, if you like, and, you know, some real strengthening of our foundations. I think that we need to really look at, you know, the way that we do things, who does what, you know, some more resourcing in this space so that we can make sure that we are spending, you know, that time on that team meeting stuff, but not just the team meetings. I think the fact that you are not having a regular touch point with your manager through no fault of anybody, that's not, you know, that's not Kate's fault, that's not Katie's fault, that's not Amanda's fault, that's not your fault, you know, that it's just the way that it is. And I know that NDIS and the transition to NDIS has, you know, really embedded a lot of these problems. So we've got to kind of lift out of that. We've got to give you that time and space to have those meetings, have those face-to-face connections with your managers. And really, I would also love to see us have some time for some practice reflection and be able to share your knowledge and expertise around what works with different clients. I mean, we had this opportunity last week to come together, and there was some beautiful conversation that was generated in that meeting around, you know, the different types of things that people have tried with different clients and the amazing results that have happened. So we have got to have an opportunity for that to be nurtured. So again, it's another commitment that I will make to you, that we will address this as a priority. Again, I ask that you kind of hang in there with me. These things are marathons, not sprints, but absolutely it is a priority.
Okay, you're going to be sorry because I'm going to keep going.
Go.
Another thing that's really bothering me, and I know it's bothering a lot of other workers, is at Langwarrin with the two buildings, it's just way too tempting for clients particular clients to be running backwards and forwards, being outside, not following their programs. The structure is just not there as much as it used to be. I mean, I worked at Cranbourne. It was a completely different situation. I understand that. And we didn't have the high support clients over there so much that we do at Langwarrin. But I'm just thinking that, the same with the programs we've got, and I'm going around circles, but some of it's just a waste of time. They're not learning anything, they're not doing anything. Particular people that I know that have put so much effort into organising a program, and then the particular clients that are put into those programs, it's a waste of time.
100%. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just how dare you? It's just so frustrating to, particular clients as well are just outside all the time doing what they like, and I worry that is someone going to see them and take them away, or it's just it's too tempting having the two buildings. They've either got to go into one building all day or the other building all day, or go back to the way we were, or I don't know, but something's got to give, I believe anyway. Sorry if I've offended anybody.
No, not at all. I'm really glad that you've said that. Sorry in advance. I had a little pop-up saying my internet's unstable, so sorry if I'm juddering in and out. Let me know if I need to repeat anything. No, I'm really glad that you've said that, Trish. I 100% agree that this is something that we need to address, and this is why I'm saying the priority for the next couple of weeks has to be our review of our activities and our programs of support model, for that very reason that you're talking about. I think we need to make sure that we have our activities pitched right, number one. So, have we got activities that clients, A, want to do, B, will work well for them, based on their needs, their interests and their goals. And quite often their needs, interests and goals, as you know, centers around their personal relationships, doesn't it? Their social relationships. And so we've got to be really mindful of that client mix. And that ability to, make sure that we have got those clients in the right groups with their friends, to make that work. And I 100% agree. I think one of the reasons why in some areas we're struggling with these activities is because we haven't got that right. And so they're becoming really disengaged. And that's really hard for you guys as, support staff to be working with that, because you're trying to run this lesson essentially, but you've got this mix that's not working and this activity that's not working, and so you're really struggling to keep them on track and on task and keep things ticking along well. And I think that the two buildings is only adding to the mix. So look, I could not agree with you more, and this is why I think it is so bloody important, frankly, that you guys are informing the development of these activities. We have to make sure they're fit for purpose. We have to make sure that they are actually meeting client needs, and we need to get back to basics here. We do not need to get particularly fancy, in my view. I think that we need to think about what it is that ultimately motivates our clients, and I think that there are things like really nurturing their human interaction, their socialization, their relationships. That's the goal. That's the goal, not necessarily, learning how to make the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the vehicle. That's not necessarily the destination. So I think, if we can kind of reinvigorate our sensory programs, if we can really think about what programs that we've got as a way of as you're talking about engaging our clients in some of that, social relationship building, learning how to turn take, learning not to interrupt each other, learning to, make eye contact when you're talking, active listening, all those sorts of things. Like those are the things I think that are the gold, not so much, particularly fancy things around learning, particular tasks or activities, although there is that as well, to be clear. I've got a couple of questions in the chat. Sorry, Trish, did you want to say something before I go into the chat?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I understand too that it's hard for the people that organise all these things, because the parents, the families are the ones that choose the programs for their, loved one.
Sure.
But I don't know how you can get around that, because, like, do you make a particular program high support? Do you make a, that sort of thing?
That's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you do. And that's what I'm saying around, being really clear about what programs are targeted to whom. Yeah. People have different needs, different goals, different interests, and that's okay. So yes, families can and should be involved in the selection of the activities for their person, but that should be facilitated. As I've said, you guys are the experts. You know what works. You can make recommendations around this. I don't go to school with my daughter and say, hey, I think she should do advanced calculus, please. She's 5. Like that doesn't work. So, we've got to rely on the expertise within, the professional structure that we've got. So you guys are the professionals. We're relying on your professional expertise to help guide and support the families and the clients to make the decisions. There's nothing wrong with that. Ultimately, it's still their choice, but you're helping things along. So sorry, just going back to the chat. Agree, safety is my thought on that, and they are not able to be supervised. Yeah, 100%. In future, will we be able to restart using transport like we used to in our community programs? Yeah, look, I've heard this one come up many times. Again, not good that we've got buses that are sitting there essentially not being used. I know that Kate has been working really hard on engaging the transport services within the programs that we are doing for the community. So like basketball program. Kate, I'm struggling. Give me some other examples of where we're going to be using the transport. She's trying to unmute. Fishing. Thank you, Katie.
Gym. There's a fair few that Kate's been working on. There you go. She's back.
Yeah, any sort of activity where the time frame's not appropriate for catching public transport, or potentially we have clients that aren't able to walk up to the bus shelter, or sorry, there's not even a shelter up the corner, but a bus stop. So, looking at, weather conditions and that sort of thing, we don't want to totally eliminate public transport, because the clients that, do enjoy it should be able to go on public transport if that's what they're enjoying. And they do need to learn how to use public transport and, that sort of thing. But certainly there are some activities that, due to the timing of it, starting early in the morning, like the basketball program that starts at 10 o'clock, there's no way for us to get there on time. So we'll be working through all that. And I guess it's just about, the parameters when we are using the buses, that we are, logging into ALO and all that sort of thing. So we'll be coming up with some protocols around that. Alison and myself are going to be catching up around giving you some guidelines around using the transport. So that we all know, what the transport is being used for, because we are charging the families and the clients for that use of transport during the day in programs. So we need to ensure that we have those protocols in place so people aren't driving to destinations that aren't part of the program. So I think that's about it, Amanda.
Thanks, Kate. Who is that?
Hello, it's Anita here.
Hey, Anita.
Can I just give a suggestion regarding the transport? You know, you have a
Please.
lot of people going to the bus stops and a lot of potholes along the way, a lot of risk factors, even getting the people, you know, you're lucky if they haven't tripped over on the way, and you don't want to have that scenario happening. I thought because, you know, places like the RSL can provide a courtesy bus and the BWS place can do that, why can't an organisation like MiLife get something subsidised, put some advertising on a bus, even to get them to the public transport, because that is an extremely high risk area for MiLife, because if one of the clients or one of the staff falls over, that is a real problem for our health and safety. There, that's it.
Thanks, Anita. Look, I think that's a really great idea. I think that we should explore all of those options. I don't think that we should, you know, accept the barriers that we've currently got. I know it's you know, a real balancing act, particularly around this transport, because it's quite expensive to run the transport. But I 100% agree with you that there are things that we could explore to see what we can do. And one of those things could be around subsidising. I mean, some of the other things are, you know, building other particular arms of our business to make sure that we are, you know, subsidising internally, you know, those programs that cost us a lot of money, but are really important for us to provide our clients with really good client care. So agree. I'm just going to go back to the chat before I open it up again. So where are we? Yvette, I might need to call on you here because I wasn't entirely sure what you were meaning. There has been input about programs and clients. However, the clients have been put in the same programs. Can you, sorry to put you on the spot, but can you just talk a little bit more about that, Yvette?
I think I was just following up on what Trish was saying regarding the clients, that the programs that they're in, and just reiterating that we have given a lot of feedback to the managers about clients and whether they're in the right programs. And yeah, and it's sort of, they still have been put in the same programs that we sort of asked them not to be. That's what I was saying.
Thanks, Yvette. Look, again, that's why I'm saying the next few weeks, and I think, what are we down to? Maybe 6 or 7 weeks before we implement the next program of support block. So in my head, this current one has been a bit of a write-off, if you like. That's terrible language, but let's just roll with that. This last one has been a bit of a write-off so that we can focus on what's important, which is the future development of these programs. Like I said, we have to prioritise that we've got the right activities for the right clients at the right level, you know, fit for purpose, staff informed, all of that kind of stuff. So the conversation that you will have today is going to be really important for testing some of the early thinking around what we ultimately put on the table for the next 12-week block and beyond. So please keep talking. I know that you have done this many times before, and I know that it's probably been quite, you know, frustrating as well. But look, with all new things, there comes a bit of a bumpy start. So I just ask that you hang in there, keep talking, provide that feedback, be part of the input to develop something that's really awesome. And it will be within the next 12-week block and beyond. We're going to have some really fantastic programs that work for the clients, work for you, make your lives easier. Some of the clients can't walk to and from the bus stop all the time. 100%, yes. And we need to be really conscious about the weather as well. So it's not just about the equipment or the time, it's also about the practicality of the thing. Like, what can clients realistically do? And, you know, what is the weather? What is the weather doing? It's not, you know, you and I wouldn't go walking, you know, to the bus stop in the rain. Like, we've got a car. So, you know, it's reasonable that we provide some transport. Tim, you've also said almost fell over on the way to the bus stop the other week. It would have been worse if it were a client. Yeah, probably. Yeah, please do. Please write an OH&S incident report on that one. It's important that we know these things. Provide some, thank you, provide some, you know, evidence, I guess, for our decision making, doesn't it? It's really important. Jade, you've asked, can we use any bus or just the older vehicles? Look, to be advised, okay? That's why Kate was saying we need to do some work on providing some guidelines and a bit of a framework around that. So I'm not trying to dodge the question. I just don't want to give you an answer because I don't know. But we will have a think about that, provide you with some early thoughts. And like I say, test them with you. It's really important that you're giving us feedback on what we think might work. We don't know. We're just giving you a bit of a baseline, bit of a foundation to work from. How are we going for time? All right, we've still got a fair bit. Thank you, Paula. Go for it, Paula.
Can I just say, Yvette, I like your background. Pretty cool. Can I just ask, is there any chance that we could get the bus service extended to Frankston?
Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Well, at the moment, none of our clients that access Frankston can catch the MiLife bus, and they can come as far as Langwarrin, but they can't get to Frankston. And in order for some of our clients to take the next step to go on to ACFI, or even like to set up Frankston a bit more for NDIS, it would be very handy to have a bus service to get them to Frankston.
Yeah, look, I think that's a great idea. Not something that had been considered previously, but a very, very good idea to explore. Let me take that one offline as well and have a look at what we can do. Look, I hate, like I said, I hate barriers. I hate the idea that we say no to things, particularly because we have financial constraints. Hate that. So if there is a way we can do it, you know, some other way, then we should definitely do it. And you know, like I say, these things are marathons, not sprints. So it might take us, you know, a couple of months, maybe even a year to get, you know, the money or whatever it's needed to be able to do it. But I want to do it. So let's work towards that.
But even if the clients could catch public transport with the staff, you know, like
oh, definitely.
Yeah, just so they can take that next step to travel to Frankston to start other different programs for them.
Yep, love it. Great idea. Thank you for sharing. Come back to you. Anybody else?
Me again. Sorry.
Go on, Trish.
You realise I'm a bit of a chatterbox. Sorry about that. Since I've been on a Friday, I've been put this time into Cranbourne on a Friday. There doesn't seem to be many clients there. Like, couldn't Cranbourne be used a bit more? Like, I mean, as I said, I don't know if it's different from the Monday to Thursday, but it just seems like there's hardly anyone there.
Yep, definitely. That's disappointing that it's not being used as much as it could be. Look, one of the things that we're doing to get to understand our programs of support better and make sure we are maximizing its capacity is we're trying to understand, well, what are our building's limits, right? Like how many clients and staff can you have on deck at one time? And you'll probably appreciate that might look a bit different when you're talking about COVID to when you're talking about non-COVID. So that's a piece of work that Marisol is leading with her team to understand, well, what are the limits on the properties themselves? And then what do we need to aim for in terms of, you know, filling that capacity within each of the properties? I just want to talk about Cranbourne for a minute, actually, because somebody asked me this question last week, and I think it's a pertinent question that's worth sharing with all of you. Somebody asked me, and I think it was you, Yvette, whether there was a plan to continue using Cranbourne as our business and life skills hub only, or whether we should, think about using it for different purposes. Look, what I can say to you is I'm not wedded to anything. I'm I'm really not. I think that the way that we have structured programs with our kind of business and life skills, you know, arts, all of that kind of stuff is great. That's good. That helps kind of signpost clients and families around the sorts of things that they're interested in and that they want to achieve. But I don't think that does necessarily need to be, you know, delivered at one site only, potentially. Look, I'm not saying things definitely will change, but again, I think it's something that we should be open to and we should explore. My view is that, like I said to you at the kind of start of this agenda item, I want to see us expand our reach, expand our impact, provide great quality services to our clients and our community. So, you know, if we can do that by adjusting the way that we do things, then great, I'm all for it. So I think that's yet another thing that we can explore. And thanks, Yvette. Yes, it was you. Anybody else got a question or comment?
Hi, it's Mary speaking.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Amanda, welcome. I'm just wondering regarding the clients, would you have any idea whether they've been vaccinated or whether it's been delayed? Because I know in the media they're one of the groups that have, you know, it's taken a while for all of that to happen. So I'm just curious because I'm ISP and I'm out in the community most of the time. So I'm just curious as to.
That's a great question. I might refer that one to Katie and Kate. You might have a bit more information on that than I do.
So at the moment, we are getting some information around some people that are being vaccinated. There's no formal process as far as them notifying us. So I guess it's on a case-by-case basis whether they let us know or not. Not sure if there's any plans to sort of record that on their file at the moment. Just wondering, Amanda, if that might be something for us as a team to look at, and whether that's something that we can ask the clients, you know, might be something that they want to keep confidential, whether they have the vaccine or they don't. Yeah, it's a bit of a minefield, I think. So, yeah. But I understand your concern, Mary, around being out in the community and mixing with a lot of people and going into people's homes. You know, if you're conscious yourself of wanting to be safe, I can sort of understand from your perspective. You would like to know. So, yeah, it's a bit of a minefield, but I guess it's something that we can put on the agenda for the leadership team to discuss further.
Would it be worth getting in touch with supportability? Because in supportability, you can actually record when they had their last tetanus, their last flu, last hepatitis. So it'd really be good if we could put COVID-19 injection and record it that way.
Michelle,
Yeah.
I believe they are working on that, so we probably should see that in an upcoming release.
Oh,
So,
good. Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, look, definitely. Sorry, Amanda.
Can I just say something? Sorry, I attended a meeting that was specifically for disability support and regarding clients being vaccinated, and because there was a lot of questions, workers were there asking questions and stuff as well. So their basic feedback is they don't need to be vaccinated. It's totally their choice. Apart from obviously aged care, I think, everyone has the choice to decide whether they want to be vaccinated or not. And we as workers can't say, well, we're not going to support someone that hasn't been vaccinated. We just need to make sure that we follow our and things like that. That was the biggest message they came across.
Yeah, I understand that it's voluntary. I was just curious, that's all. Thanks.
I think it's a really great question, Mary. Just to add to a couple of the things that the team have said. So first of all, great to hear that supportability is helping us with the recording of this information, because I think that's really, really important. Just because we can't mandate the collection of it, I think that we have a responsibility to educate our client group and our community around the benefits of vaccination. And so I think there's a process that we can go through to provide information about it, and then encourage people to be clients in particular to be open and provide information about their vaccination status. Also, I know that there has been a lot of work done by Monash Health and our Health and our colleagues at Central Bayside Community Health around working to set up vaccination hubs within disability service programs. So they're looking to do those in day programs next. So I think that we want to be right onto that and have that option available. I know that doesn't help you, Mary, so much in community, but as I say, I think there's that responsibility that we have to educate wherever possible and encourage people to get vaccinated and improve access to vaccination. So if we've got people who are able to go in to homes and be vaccinated, which I'm sure Monash Health will be doing. I know that they've done a lot of vaccinations of people in caravan parks and all of those sorts of communities where people really struggle to get out and get access to the COVID vaccine. Like, hopefully we can see a lot of that change. But Amanda is spot on in that we can't force anybody, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever side of the coin you sit on that one. And we need to make sure that we are doing a really good job as an organisation in protecting you guys as staff. So again, if you have feedback, thoughts, suggestions on that one, please let us know. Really important that you're feeling safe when you are out in community. Any other thoughts or questions? All right, we've got some stuff coming through on the chat. Kat, you've just popped that through as a direct message to me, so I'm just going to read it out. Hey, Amanda, with the get together we had last week about going forward with online and on-site programs, could we include others that have lack of annual leave to fall back on, like Jade, and have them write up some other ideas and program lessons like we did on Friday? I know it definitely helps with our mental health being involved. Even if we can't get any hours on site, it's really worrying about not knowing how we will fare in this, and I have leave to fall back on. Look, absolutely. Sorry if you intended that to be a private message, but I think that was a really important point. This is my point around we need to plan for any eventuality. So yes, that was an excellent use of time, but also, as I said before, we're really stretched at the moment, so we've got to find ways to facilitate that time and have that time available for us to take a step back and do some of this planning stuff. So it's not for lack of intent or lack of trying. I think we've just got to think really carefully around the resources that we put to these things, which is why I'm saying we're a bit stretched. But yes, totally my intent to have everybody engaged and thinking about how we move forward together. Lauren, you've said that we need to be careful about what advice we give, as we need to stick to our scope. Look, 100%, really great point. We shouldn't be providing any advice that is outside of what is already being advised by government. So it's not our role to give health advice, but we do have a duty of care to our clients and families. And so I think it is important to share that government advice and, educate in that regard and let people make their own choices. Pointing people to good resources would be a good idea. Absolutely. Like evidence-based, resources, not fake news is going to be important. Anybody else in the chat or otherwise?
Me again.
Go on, me again.
I'd just like to say that Karen Caldwell is doing a really, really good job. She zips around like crazy, little Speedy Gonzales that she is. And it's been so much better since she's been on the floor, sort of, organising stuff. So good on you, Karen. Woohoo!
Absolutely. Echo that. Karen is a superstar. Martine, did I see you unmute there?
Yeah, I would actually just like to bring something up that hasn't been addressed at all, that's probably quite close to everybody's heart. In the last year and a half, we've actually lost 3 clients who have passed away. And I was maybe hoping moving forward that the staff and the clients could get together and put something in the newsletter about them. Like, let's really remember them and remember the good times with some photos if possible, because yeah, when you go to site now, especially Stephen Johnson, who he was a character. He was the best. The memories, Michael as well, who Aisha. So that's just from me. Just can we just acknowledge them a little bit, because I know that we do talk about it, and unfortunately due to COVID and nobody's, it's just it hasn't been dealt with. And I just think we need to remember these people, because they're the best memories that we've had from my work, and they become family.
Also, I think that it'd be a great idea if when someone does pass away, that we're all, sent an email, because you find out down the track and you think, oh my God, like you're not notified. And that's really awful.
And I think another thing, like I know with like high schools, they have like a room where they do like a memorial for them.
Yeah.
So is that also another thing we could do? Because clients, they're losing their friends.
I think those are great ideas. Sorry, Martine, were you going to say something?
No. No, that's all I wanted to say is just, yeah. Can we just remember them?
Look, definitely. I think that I love the idea of the newsletter and celebrating their lives. I think having, some sort of memorial on site, whether that's, a garden or some, photos that are up around site, something that's really special for everybody to reflect on, I think is beautiful. That's a great idea. Just in regards to the emails, I've just got a question about that. Does that work for everybody, or does that feel a little bit sort of impersonal and maybe a little bit triggering? Would you prefer that to be advised, through a team meeting, through some sort of, face-to-face, interaction?
I see what you mean. It's just it's awful when you're not told and then you find out.
Oh, definitely. I think the point there is the communication, right?
Yeah.
And we just need to do that in the gentlest and most respectful way possible that supports everybody. So open to suggestions around how that would go.
Or maybe in the newsletter, we're sorry to, that sort of thing. Maybe not an email, and have a picture of them, and I don't know.
Yeah. Got great ideas. Let's keep talking about that. Kate, I think you've unmuted a couple of times, and then I'll throw to Katie.
From a background point of view, so it's really challenging dealing with these things sometimes. Sometimes it's a family's request that they don't want such a big deal to be made of the situation. It just depends on the scenario and what's occurred. Sometimes when we talk to, we call families and speak to them, about passing on information to the clients. quite often their wishes are that we don't discuss it with the client. So again, it's one of those things where it's a real balancing act. And I know people have been notified before about people passing through emails, and people have become quite upset about that. So I think it's a real personal thing, how you've been told about someone's passing, and it's always really difficult to get that situation right. Sometimes, like there's been things where I know in the past when clients have passed away, where definitely the families have not wanted it, to be mentioned straight away. So, and then people find out because of the Chinese whispers and the gossip. So, yeah, there's a bit in the background sometimes that goes on that, families have requested certain things, and we need to follow their wishes as well. So, it's extremely difficult to manage those things. But take it on board that definitely a newsletter, memorial message would be really special. We have done things in the garden for clients in the past. I guess it all depends on the situation at the time, and I know the COVID situation didn't help things much in the case of those couple that have passed away recently.
Definitely.
That's about it from me, Amanda.
Thanks, Kate. I think you make some really great points. And I was just thinking as you were talking, it might be really lovely, because we've talked about the theme of, celebration of life. It might be really lovely to, as you say, I think somebody said, collate, some photos of the client, and yes, we could send them in the newsletter. I really love, watching little videos. So if we've got some beautiful photos of people, or even video, that we can set to, some nice music as a bit of a, more kind of interactive thing, I'd be really happy to talk further about that, where we, just distribute a lovely, video in memoriam, that sort of thing. But anyway, it sounds like you've got some really great ideas around that, and yes, we need to manage sensitively within the situation that we're managing. Katie, can I throw to you?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think, trying to think about it, there's got to be a better way for me to word it, but the way we handled it the last time, I wouldn't mind feedback from the staff. Martine's nodding her head. So it was information that came through to Kath on a Sunday that fed through to us area managers, and then we actually divided up the staff that had worked with that client and personally had made phone calls to you guys. Be aware, like there was some stuff that like 2 or 3 days later that we went, oh, we haven't told them, and we had to give them a call and stuff like that. Just so that you're aware that when we're doing these sort of things, to give us a couple of days before we start, like you can talk amongst yourselves and stuff like that, but before we start really doing anything like that, because it does take us a few days to we have to process it too, and to get through to everyone. So that was the big thing, because I did have some staff ring me quite distressed, and they were on the list to call, but they had been given a phone call on the Sunday before we even had a chance to. So that's the other thing I wouldn't mind saying, like there's this thing called embargo. A 24-hour embargo would be great, just to give us an opportunity to have discussions with the staff as well.
I didn't find out for 2.5 weeks, and that's when I asked another staff member how that client was.
Like I said,
yeah, I'm just saying, like, but that's a good idea. Something being put in place will be good, because I was quite shocked, and I think I really upset the other staff member asking about the client, how they were, and that staff member worked a lot with that client, and so
look, I get it. Feedback's taken on board. All I'm going to say is I'm human and I'm not perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah, so feedback's taken on board, and we can take that into the future. That's not an issue.
Yeah, but that 24-hour thing, like you said, is good.
Yeah,
like start making changes that way. That's good.
Yeah, I think those are really great points. I think I'm hearing a couple of things. I think that the process that we've undertaken, where we think about, who is most directly affected by this because they have a current working relationship with that client, or perhaps even a historical working relationship with that client. Those guys should be contacted first, and that should be a personal interaction. That should be, via phone, I think, absolutely, as you said, because that there's nothing worse than opening an email cold and reading that about your client. That's just so incredibly sad. I would say, let me make this really clear. I think it's really important that we are keeping those conversations within work time, particularly not on the weekends. Like, maybe a lot of you disagree with me on that one, but I just think you work so hard, and we've got to respect your kind of personal time. And so I think it's going to be really important that we have those boundaries around our work moving forward. So I would like that to be in place. And like I say, you can disagree, but I think that's important. And the third thing, is absolutely then how we look at the process of informing everybody else, and whether that's an email, whether that's a newsletter, whether that's something else. Let's keep talking about what works best for people. I'm going to go to the chat. Yes, Lauren really appreciated the phone call. Thanks, Lauren. I can imagine that for sure. How are we going for time? We've got about 20 minutes, in fact, 15. So any other thoughts, questions, comments that are top of mind for anybody? Oh, we've come to the end, have we? Oh, here we go. Am I able to be sent the email link for the Zoom meeting this afternoon? For sure. We won't leave you high and dry, Caitlin. And a few popping up. Yeah, we'll make sure we'll get that to you. No drama. Oh, lots of people. All good. We will surely do that. Everyone, yes.
Yeah, I don't think anyone, I personally didn't receive anything about this afternoon, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good times. Got a few things, hey, that we can work on. Communication. Yep. Good stuff.
One more. Only
Go
one
on,
more,
Trish.
I promise. I wasn't in the meeting last week. I didn't even know there was one, but what's happening with the stove and everything at Langwarrin, please?
Good question.
So we don't waste the client's money burning everything.
Who would like to field that one?
I'll
Roz.
do that.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, Roz.
that's okay. I did pass on a message to Karen Caldwell last week when I was there, but obviously everyone's not there and she can't speak to you all. So what's happening is we need to look at the bigger picture. The kitchen needs a good upgrade. We're waiting until we can do a better job. We're not going to just half do it. It's going to be a much better job, new cupboards, a lot more money involved. But at the moment, if we half do it and then we've got to redo it, it doesn't make sense to do that. Cost-wise, it's a better plan to get the job right the first time, put in some new stoves. It's going to take a little bit longer. Time frame. Sorry, go on.
No, it was just a joke. I was going to say, if Heather's still there, why don't we put your holiday on hold, Heather, and we can get Larry. Larry can just hop across the road, put the cupboards in.
It's money, Trish. It's not the person. We've got people that can do it. It's the money situation.
Okay, yeah, okay, realise that.
Okay. But it will happen. If you could just be a little bit more patient. I know. I walked in the other day. I smelled all the onions throughout the place. I get it. I understand. And yeah, we do need to do something soon.
So what's happening in the interim?
When can you do it? Sorry.
Michelle.
No, but like we don't get time off or holidays, so
exactly.
sites aren't closed anymore.
It's not easy to juggle. But look, it's when we're going to have the money to do the whole job. I can't tell you that right now, but I have spoken to Marisol about it. It has been put in the budget. We're just waiting for things to change a little bit so that there is money available to do the job. And the idea was to let you know at Langwarrin that it hasn't been forgotten. We are going to do it, but it's just going to take a little bit longer to get the job done properly.
I think Tim asked a good question about the interim arrangements.
About the interim, look, I have tried to get. We can pull out cupboards. We can get. Like I said, it's tricky. We can go ahead and put one stove in, but you know, it's not doing the job properly. It means you've got to get the electrician back twice, you've got to get a plumber back twice, you've got to get someone to pull the cupboards out.
I understand it's the.
I don't have an answer for that. I'm sorry.
The whole kitchen is going to be remodeled, but at the same time, there's only one oven that's working, from what I understand, and it's not working correctly. So at any time, that could be a faulty oven. Have we established that it's not, or what have we established?
What I found was one of the ovens had the buttons ripped off it. That's why it's not working, and we can't replace those parts because I've tried. I've run around to get spare parts and they're just not available. The ovens are old. The other oven that is working, the dials aren't working properly. I get that, and it's burning things or it's not cooking things. So, look.
Yeah, look, that was going to be my question. Lauren's just put in the chat. Could we get an interim solution potentially where we're using an electric fry pan and maybe, you know, one of those little desktop plug-in ovens? Like, I'm sure it's not the
I thought you
long-term
had
solution.
frying pans. I thought they did have them.
No.
Well, I don't know where they've gone because you used to have them.
We have an electric fry pan.
We have the electric fry pans, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like we can think around this issue as a bit of an interim solution. So we've got to absolutely, it sounds like we've got to balance that long-term stuff because we want to rip out the kitchen and give you something really good. But hear that there are significant challenges with what we've currently got. So if we can work with, you know, some sort of cheapish interim solution where we're using the electric fry pan and maybe buying one of those little ovens, you know, hopefully we can make that work. But again, let's keep talking about that. Let me just quickly address the stuff around this afternoon's meetings. So there's lots of questions about this. So we just need some clarification, please, team, around who is attending that meeting. Is it ISP staff as well? And what time the meeting is and who will send out the Zoom link, please?
So I've put in their ISP staff can attend because they do get redeployed onto site. So they need to be aware of what's happening on site. I believe, Kate, it was starting from my list, it was starting at 1 o'clock and Kate was sending out the Zoom link for it.
Cool. Perfect. So that'll give you about half an hour to grab some lunch, have a comfort break, and then come back online. I appreciate it's been a Zoom heavy day, but super duper excited that we have an opportunity to come together. Kate, did you want to add something?
And yes,
I just wanted to say that I actually don't have a lengthy Zoom account, so I need someone else that's got a longer time frame, to set up the Zoom link and then forward it to me and organise for me to be the person that runs it.
No worries, we can sort that out. I'm sure I can help you.
Hey,
yes.
I'm happy to do that for you.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Amanda. And yes, we can absolutely record the meeting this afternoon. No drama. Sorry, Katie, did you say yes to drivers? Was that?
Yeah, I thought it was agreed that it was yes to drivers. That's right, Kate.
Yes, yep, definitely for drivers. Yep.
All
There'll
direct
be a lot of
care
information.
staff, please.
Yep.
Thank you. Can we hold a fundraiser to get money to pay for a new kitchen? Yes, potentially. Look, as I say, I hate the idea that there are barriers and we say no to things because it's hard. So absolutely, let's explore lots of different options. But look, to be honest, I don't think we need the fundraiser. Like Ros said, we've got it in the budget. We've got a couple of technical issues with the budget. We've got to get that over the line. There's some final tweaking that we've got to do with that, and then we should be good to go. And we've got a pretty robust maintenance schedule for this year. What about black mold? Where are we talking about, Jade? Black mold, where?
In the sports room above the door that goes outside near the air conditioner.
Yep, Ros is nodding.
That's not black mold.
It isn't?
It's what's happened. There's been a leak through because of the box guttering. It happens all the time when we get torrential rain. It comes through. All we need to do is I'll get the plumber up there to look at it. We're getting it's around near the air conditioner there.
Yeah.
And we just change over the ceiling panels.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's on my list of things to do because I was out there last week. I saw it.
All right, cool.
And
Thank you.
I've got to get the maintenance guy to do that.
It's decorative, team. Black looks awesome on a wall. No, just kidding. We need some.
Can I actually ask a question?
Go for it, Lorraine, and then I'll throw to Graham, who I think was unmuting there as well.
Okay, thanks. I was just wondering what's happening with the ONHS meetings since Kath is leaving and she was actually the one that runs it and organises it. Who's actually going to take over and how's that going to, or what's going to happen after that?
Great question. So Amanda Polinelli, as your HR area manager, is overseeing OH&S. So Amanda will pick up the OH&S and run with it. I think we've got a lot of work to do in OH&S. So I think that this is probably quite a big project for us to undertake and review where we're at as an organisation. I know we had our audit where we, I'm sure, got some comments about our OH&S that we can look to, but I think it's a good idea to get a full OH&S assessment periodically. So I think that's where we're probably at within the next sort of 12 months or so. So again, I think a bit of patience, hang in there, please. Like, we can't do everything at once because it will overwhelm everybody and we'll all fall over. So I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to be pragmatic about what's achievable in a short time. But absolutely, Amanda will be picking up and running with the OH&S staff. Really encourage you to continue reporting on your incidents. So if you have near misses, if you have those issues, you must put them in supportability, please. You must inform your managers, and we need to get better at analysing those root causes and looking at what we can do to improve our OH&S space. Graham, with your cockatiel.
That's right, yes.
What's the name of the cockatiel?
Cinnamon.
Oh, nice.
I won't be able to attend this afternoon's meeting because I've got a hospital appointment. So if you can record it, I'd like to see what's happening this afternoon.
No drama. We will do that.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yep, a couple of comments about the site. So again, I just want to speak to that briefly. I think we need to have sites that we are really, really proud of. And I think you would probably all agree that they're not quite up to scratch at the moment. It's probably putting it a bit nicely, isn't it? So we've got a lot of work to do. Marisol.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the condition of the properties and the stoves and all of that. Yes, we could replace the stoves probably sooner rather than later, but it won't give us the opportunity to do the bigger work later on. Someone asked about timing. I'm hoping that it can be within the next 6 months. So what I think we need to do, I haven't been around to all the properties, but I've been to a few. I think the organisation needs to kind of look at the condition of all the properties and put a capital expenditure budget together. How we budget and, you know, how we source the money that we need to do what we need to do. You know, I don't know yet, but I think we need to, rather than doing band-aids, I think we need to take the opportunity to have a look at all the properties, have a look at all the issues, and do the repairs, do the painting, do a better kitchen, and maybe you'll end up with a bigger stove or a better stove. And I think at the moment, if we put them where they are one next to the other, and I think the idea is to perhaps have a bench in between the two. So I've asked the question specifically in relation to the stoves, can we live with what we've got for the next, say, 4-6 months? And if the answer is yes, then we'll wait for that bigger picture, repairs and maintenance, rather than kind of like doing band-aids here and there. Because we put band-aids, but then the place won't look any better. So that's the whole idea of, you know, doing probably a condition report on all the properties that we've got, so that we're clear what needs to be done, and then we can say, look, we won't be able to fix it all in 1 year, but then you can plan what's year 1, what's year 2, what's year 3. Yeah, you can prioritize some of these things.
Thanks,
I just wanted to make that comment. Yeah.
Great point. Thank you. So again, your feedback really important. If it's not something that we can live with in the next 6 months, then we need to think around the issue. And if it's not something we can live in with for 6 months with, you know, maybe some electric fire pans and some, you know, desktop stoves or what have you, ovens, again, let's think around the issue. I'm really conscious of the time. We need to wrap this up. Muna, you sent a message on the chat there around, is there any training for staff members who don't have a certificate 3 or 4 in disability? Look, great question. We have included in the budget this year about just over 50k allocated to training for staff, and this is for all staff. So really important that we are making training available to everybody across the organisation. 50k probably sounds like a lot. It's really not. It goes pretty quickly, and so Amanda is working with the leadership team to scope the training needs, and we've got a bit of a list of priorities around what do we have to do that's mandatory for our, you know, registration and accreditation. What is a high priority in terms of what do people need, and then what is on the nice to do list. So as Marisol said, we need, you know, to think about, well, what's the long-term plan? We might not be able to do it now, but, you know, what can we slot in over the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months? So Amanda, you're working on that, leading that piece at the moment. There will be more information about where we land with that training plan, but that is what we are doing. Yes, Lauren, there did used to be ethical response training in-house. That was one of the trainings that we've identified on our training plan, and will be slotted into that approach. Kate, I think I saw you unmute and mute a couple of times. Was there anything that you wanted to add before I do a final wrap up?
No, all good. Amanda's going to be sending out the link shortly. She's just needing to set that up for you guys, and she'll be sending it out shortly, and then I'll facilitate the meeting along with Katie, and Amanda's going to spend a little bit of time in the meeting as well. So if you have any questions for her, she'll be on for a short period of the time that we're on. So yeah, it should be a good meeting. Looking forward to it.
Definitely, should be a great meeting. All right. Well, look, thank you so much. I was convinced that we were not going to need until 12:30. for this meeting, but you have all been extremely brave, extremely generous, and extremely honest. So I've really appreciated the opportunity to field your questions, and we've covered a lot of stuff today. I know that we probably haven't come away with anything concrete, but again, really appreciate you hanging in there and sticking with us and being patient around a lot of this stuff. There's lots to do. So, you know, it's a big elephant and we've got to eat it one bite at a time. So thank you so much for your participation today. If you walk away having thought, oh, damn, I really wish I had asked that question, please don't hold on to it. Send it through in an email, either to myself or the leadership team, or you know, any combination of all of us, and I will try and we'll make sure that we address that question. As I said to you, I'm trying to produce some weekly communication for you where I'm doing these types of video messages, which I hope work for you. So if there's anything particularly you want to know, field it through so I can address it as part of that comms. But thank you. I shall leave it there and make sure that you go and grab some lunch and a coffee before you jump into your next Zoom. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Trish is still online. Who else is still there? Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah, you just need to press end on the bottom right.
Okay. Sorry. I was
No, you're fine.
I was messaging Katie. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
End. Where am I? Leave. There it is.
Sunpreet, you just need to log off, Del.
Same with you, Andrew. Stop